Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Shaw and Zach Garner on the broadcast. Big thanks to Danny Davis and Sportscast Media for allowing us to do this. Big thanks to AD Bojack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohensee here at HLV here in Victor. We are on www.thewarriorcast.com. Tell all your family and friends. We are here in Victor to do the Warrior Cast with HLV and Winfield Mount Union in Week 8 football. Winfield are in their away white uniforms, and HLV is in their home black uniforms. HLV is coached by Kevin Smith, Joe Simmons, and Eddie Henning. Winfield Mount Union is coached by Scott McCarty, Tony Johnson, Travis Jones, Jeremy Crawl, and Clay Edwards. A chilly week in October, which leads us to a kickoff temperature at 61 degrees with wind out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. I got this. HLV's record on the season sits at 1-7 and 0-5 in District 8-6. The Warriors showed some flashes on special teams and offense last week versus a high-powered Iowa Valley team. Winfield Mount Union is sitting with a 4-3 record, while being 3-2 in the district.
Yeah, Kyle, and Keegan Gorsh has led the Warriors this year in passing with 1,142 yards and 19 touchdowns so far. Meanwhile, Cale Weiskamp has added 583 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground, with Hunter Basin contributing 431 yards and 5 touchdowns. Cale's also leading the receiving for the Warriors with 355 yards and 8 touchdowns, putting Cale right on the precipice of having 1,000 yards of total offense this season. Really impressive number for a sophomore. Winfield Mount Union has a balanced offense with Jake Edwards passing for over 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns, while also adding 305 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground. Meanwhile, Lane Genkinger is the leading rusher with 516 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's also the Wolves' leading receiver with 600 yards and 7 touchdowns through the air. So the question comes down tonight, Kyle. Could HLV slow down the Edwards and Genkinger show for the Wolves and end the season on a good positive?
Yeah, that is a big question. We were looking at here in pregame, and we do got Sean McCullough back, so that will be an added bonus for the HLV Warriors. Still no Levi Molnix out with that broken collarbone, but pretty much your full strength besides Levi. So hopefully we can end the season on the right foot and go into basketball and wrestling season on a good note.
A little momentum going into the other sports would be great here for the Warriors. Last week, Iowa Valley, obviously, we kind of knew ahead of time. We were dealing with one of the top organizations in the state. They showed it both on the field, and you could just feel the presence in the community there about how important that squad is to Marengo and the surrounding area. So it was good to see the Warriors hang in there with them, get some points on the board. You knew the light was pretty dull in terms of them winning in the long run, but they didn't give up the fight. So it was a productive week in that manner last week.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take away a few of the few good takeaways, you kept Iowa Valley starters on the field pretty much halfway through the fourth quarter. You don't see that much for Iowa Valley. I've talked to a lot of people over there, and usually they're taking their starters out at halftime or a couple drives after the third quarter. But you kept their starters. What we saw is the coaches were not happy with some things they saw, and they wanted to sharpen that up and keep their starters on the field before they went into a top 15 matchup between them and Belle Plaine tonight.
And in terms of Winfield Mount Union here, comparatively, they also played Iowa Valley recently, and Kriegel was able to run for 300 yards on 19 carries against them. So I expect to see a lot of run from the Warriors tonight, trying to test that run defense out that got exploited pretty easily by the Iowa Valley a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think the last 2 weeks we've kind of found something in our run game. I think people are seeing our stats and seeing that we want to pass the ball more, so they're playing for the pass, and that's opening up lanes for Cale and Hunter to run the ball. We did see Winfield Mount Union. They do like to throw the ball around. I mean, we saw that. Again, King Archides leads the show rushing and receiving, but they have some other guys that can catch the ball and get out in space too.
Going back to the run game, a lot of what the threat of the pass has opened up for the Warriors this season that I've noticed is it gets Cale and Hunter in one-on-ones, and both of those guys seem to win the majority of those. So that's what's creating the big explosive plays. You'd like to see them find a little bit of getting the down and distance to a shorter yardage. There's a lot of third and longs. They got to break these tackles just to keep the drive alive. It'd be more efficient if we were able to get into third and short, make it not so hard to get the first down.
100%. So, yeah, like he said, we don't want to be having a 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 7. Get to 3rd and 3, get to 2nd and 5. Just take what the defense gives you. Get your few yards, move on. Get your few yards, move on. You get pretty much. I would say at the end of the season, you're 1-6. We said 1-7. We said And now's the time that you just kind of throw caution to the wind and just go for it every single time. You got 4 downs every single drive. Just keep going for it, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. Tonight's also a night to honor the seniors that have been involved in the program for the last 4 years. Do what you can to draw up a good one for them to go out on. They're not going to see much more football after this, most likely. So getting Devin involved again like they did on homecoming, trying their best to get Hunter a couple tutties tonight. That's really what you're going to see out of Kevin Smith, I think. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff here, so we're going to take an opportunity to run through the people that make this broadcast free for you. So bear with us as we go through these. You got Blady Law Office in Victor, who champions HLV students to be the best they can. Blady Law Office in Victor supports our students and our communities. Keystone Savings Bank is proud to support HLV students on and off the field. Everyone at Keystone Savings Bank says, let's go Warriors. The Cooperative Telephone Company is happy to sponsor this Warrior cast and would like to wish the football team a great remainder of the season. Kiesel Brothers Seed is your local DCOB and Asgrow hybrid dealer. Kiesel Brothers Seed supports all of your HLV students and athletes. S&S Appliance and Mattress is your authorized dealer for Whirlpool, GE, and Speed Queen. Call their Victor location at 647-3149 or Grinnell at 236-0221. It's also brought to you by Hartwick Ag, your authorized dealer for MacDon products and more. Need a repair? Hartwick Ag repairs all sorts of makes and models on their implements.
Looks like we're getting ready to go for the national anthem here in about a minute. So I'll run down the offensive starters for HLV. We got number 5, Kale Weiskup at running back. Number 6, Hunter Bazin at running back. Number 7, Boston Rorda at tight end, wide receiver. Number 9, Keegan Gorsh at quarterback. Number 22, Sean McCullough at tight end, wide receiver. Number 24, Garrett Reed at center. Number 32, Devin Weiskup at guard. And number 58, Mason Westdale at the other guard. Also, defensive starters for HLV will be number 5, Kale Weiskup at linebacker. Number 6, Hunter Bazin at linebacker. Number 7, Boston Rorda at corner. Number 22, Sean McCullough at corner. Number 32, Devin Weiskup at linebacker. Number 50, Jay Stevens at D end. And number 58, Mason Westerdale at the other D end. And then Kevin Smith at D tackle for the Warriors. So it looks like about 30 seconds to the national anthem. So we will just go ahead and take a break now, and then we'll come back with some more sponsors and the starting lineup for Winfield Mount Union.
And tonight, Kyle, we're actually simulcasting for both schools. So we have some other sponsors we want to slip in. You got Sparrow Building Services, who should be your first choice when it comes to remodeling or building. Josh Sparrow wishes the Wolves and Lady Wolves a great season. Also, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, who has been working for Southeast Iowa since 1911 to provide trust, loyalty, and commitment close to home. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. J&J Remick Farms is proud to support Winfield Mount Union students, whether they're in the classroom or on the field. Here's to a great season for the folks at J&J Remick Farms. WMU Booster Club asks you to consider becoming a Booster Club member. Their many projects support the lives of our student athletes. Sinclair Tractor is your home for John Deere tractors and products. Having problems in the field, call Sinclair and they'll meet you there. Sinclair Tractor is striving to earn your business. And finally, Jennings & Associates Real Estate, who look forward to showing you your next dream home. Call Larry Jennings in Winfield for your next home purchase or when you're ready to sell.
And we got the defensive starters for Winfield Mount Union from Coach McCarty. Number 1, Nicholas Sparrow. Number 2, Jake Edwards. Number 7, Tayson Samuels. Number 15, Max Edwards. Number 22, Keaton Starkweather. Number 52, Cooper Buffington. Number 55, Grant Anderson. Number 66, Wyatt Palmer.
And while they read off the starting lineups here, I'm going to finish up the Victor sponsors. You got Stowell Construction, who could build, remodel, or repair your next big project. Stowell Construction is the supporter of all HLV athletes. Hardin Brothers Propane, where you can fill your residential and grain drying propane needs. Best of luck to the Warriors. Tim Electric looks forward to an electric season for the Warriors. The folks at Tim Electric say, let's go Warriors. Also brought to you by Primetime Seed, your local Pioneer seed dealer. See Jared Hirschberg for all your Pioneer seed needs. Roar Brothers Fertilizer, your local partner in the field, committed to increasing your yields through custom fertilizer applications. Best of luck to the Warriors. It's brought to you by WH Construction, who is there for all your concrete needs. WH Construction proudly supports all HLV athletics in this Warrior cast. And it's brought to you by County Bank, who has 6 locations to serve you, including Sigourney, Hartwick, Deep River, Gibson, Montezuma, and Williamsburg. Your community partner, your community bank. And finally, and maybe most importantly, the Warrior Booster Club, who's proud to support HLV athletics. Getting involved with the Booster Club is a great way to show your support for all things Warrior related. So that was a mouthful, Kyle, but we're through it now and ready to see some football.
Yeah, well, I forgot that we were simulcasting with Winfield Mount Union. They are also with the Sportscast Media Group, and they aren't here because we're here. Big thanks to them all year for what they do for the Winfield Mount Union schools and everything down there. I don't know exactly if they do volleyball and everything else. I'm sure they do, since the one sponsor we wish good luck to both the boys and girls Wolves down there. So big thanks to them. Another big thanks to Danny Davis and Sportscast Media for allowing us to do this. AD here at HLV, Bo Jack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohensee. This is Kyle Shaw and Zach Gering on the broadcast. We were without Zach Schrapp tonight, our statistician. He has some family medical issues going on. We wish him all the best with everything going on. We'll talk to him probably after the game.
Your brother.
So, yeah, we'll talk to him right after this game. We're thinking of him. But
at the end of the day, though, it's nice to have a new audience to try to entertain here. We'll try to keep it as non-biased as possible, but we've been pulling for these guys for the last 9 weeks, so it'd be hard not to see it from one side, but we'll do the best we can here to make sure everybody listening in Winfield gets to hear their kids' names as well. So,
no, we should be fine. I know when we played at North English, when we played at English Valley, they said we sat right next. We were in the mix of their crowd.
That was a crazy
crowd. and they said thank you guys as announcers for being partial. You guys weren't biased by any means. You guys were okay doing it both ways. The only thing there, one fan did say that I didn't get very excited on their touchdowns, but I got excited on our touchdowns. I'm like, well, we are broadcasting for HLV, so I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So we're getting ready to get the kickoff going here, and I didn't see Genkinger on the defensive starters for Winfield, so that might have been an error by the coach. I don't know, but I think that he leads them, or he's pretty high up in tackles. I know Cooper Buffington leads them in tackles.
He's all over the stat sheet, so I expect to see a lot of him tonight.
So it looks like HLV Warriors will kick off with Cash Hawkins. Winfield Mount Union Wolves will return with number 7, Tayson Samuels, and I don't know, was that number 1?
Number 1, yep.
Nicholas Sparrow.
So just to the eye observing here, they do look a little bit bigger than us. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but just an observation.
Right. So we do have number 22, Sean McCullough on the kick coverage. Number 6, Hunter Bazin. Number 5, Kale Weiskopf. Who else we got there? 32, Devin Weiskopf. Number 88, that's Jaden Smith, right? Jaden Smith. So number 7, Boston Rorta. Number 16, Landon Ankrum. Cash with a pooch kick at 25, and he's going to, number 24 gets on it for Winfield Mount Union to begin Kinger right at the 25-yard line. He went down right there. I thought it was going to be a late hit.
The Warriors took the approach to keep the ball out of the dangerous return game. The return game kind of ate them up last week, so that's a smart move by Coach Smith.
So Winfield Mount Union will be 1st and 10 from their own 25 on the left hash here. You got number 7, Samuels, and number 7's out wide, and you got number 1, 24, and 2 in the backfield. Again, Kinger on motion, comes back to the right, and he's got 5, 10, 15. He's going to be going for a touchdown. That'll be, a 55-yard touchdown to open it up. Just a little misdirection. He went motion to the left, came back to the right.
Great misdirection. It was a little counter play. The blockers all pulled to the right, but they ran the play fake to the left, so they got eyes going left, and then once he got right, he was able to have some good vision and cut up the field. Real quick touchdown there for Winfield.
It just looked like HLV wasn't even ready for that. They didn't break down to make the tackle. He ran all the way to the right, almost to the sideline, and then made a cut back to the left through the middle of the field, and he was gone.
I almost thought he was going to run out of bounds is what it looked like to me, but he planted his foot and cut right back to the middle of the field.
Winfield will line up for 2 here. You got number 1, Sparrow, coming in motion to the right, and a handoff to him. He's going to be untouched. Oh, he got popped right at the.
He got touched.
He got popped right at the goal line, but he's in for 2. So in 16 seconds, the Winfield Mount Union Wolves take an 8-0 lead over the HLV Warriors.
Well, Winfield's had some pretty crazy scores this year. A lot of either on the good end of the blowout or on the bad end of the blowout. They haven't had really anything close. They also played Waco, who handled us pretty easily, and they kept it close, lost by 2 possessions there. So
that's a good rivalry between them. They're pretty close together between Winfield and Wayland down there. I'm sure that's been a rivalry for years for them too, between basketball, football, you name it. So they always come out with a little more flair, I'm going to guess, against Waco.
So I called it last week. We're going to get a special teams response. I don't feel so bold in making that proclamation this time. So let's just get a good fielded kickoff, try to get as close to midfield as possible, and see if he can bring the boys out and see if they can drive down and score. Get a good response here.
Back deep to receive for the Warriors.
All the Winfield Mount Union team is rounded up around the ref, giving the ball for the kickoff.
Kicking off for the Wolves, number 19, Angel Alvarez.
He was booming these kickoffs pregame, so I'm excited to see if he can kick one out of the back of the end zone here, Kyle. Looks like Hunter picked it up. He's running to his right. Broke a tackle, got another extra 2 or 3 yards there, but he's going to be down at about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will take over.
I had somebody say that your volume was a little low, so I'm just checking in with them to see if I turned your volume up just a little bit, see if it's better for them, for our listeners out there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the HLV Warriors at their own 20-yard line on the left hash. Amber, go ahead and message me back and let me know if that's better when Zach talks. We got Keegan Gorsh in a pistol set with Kale Weiskopf behind him. And they're going to pass right away on a play-action boot to the right, looking deep to Boston Rorta, who finds the ball back to the left, breaks a tackle from Edwards. And the other Edwards, Tayson Samuels does bring him down, but that's a shot right away.
Can't say enough about that throw right there. He took 2 steps to his right, planted his foot, flipped his hips, and threw that ball about 35 yards down the field on perfect stride.
Actually, he led it away from the defender back to the left and let Boston Rorta make an adjustment on it, and it worked out perfect. It puts HLV first and 10 at the Winfield's 23-yard line.
Good to see him taking shots to Boston down there. Lined up in the pistol here. Little toss out to the left to Cale Weisskap.
He's going to get 5, it looks like, on the play.
Weisskap on the carry, tackled by number 7, Tayson Samuel.
And that's just efficient football. That's what we talked about pregame. Just making sure you were able to get into manageable down and distances. So 2nd and 6 is a good spot here. Any play in the playbook's open. They're going to be lined up to shotgun. Cale Weisskap split off to the right. Hand out to Hunter Bazin on the counter. He's looking to the right for space, and gang tackle him down for no gain at the 20-yard line.
Thanks, Zach, for taking care of that while I'm trying to get your volume adjusted here with our listeners. So it'll be 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 for the HLV Warriors at the Winfield Mount Union 20-yard line. Still a 2-down territory here. They're going to widen them out to the left. You got Hunter and Cale both going to the left. Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone.
Watch McCullough here lined up at tight end.
And looking for Boston Rorta. And that ball was tipped through Boston's hands, and Winfield Mount Union intercepts it.
And Genkinger was in the right place at the right time right there. It was a good throw. Just got bobbled and fell right into Genkinger's hands for an interception. It looks like they're going to take over at about the 16-yard line, 15-yard line.
The Wolves will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15.
All right, so it'll be a Winfield Mount Union ball at their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10 after the interception. I think Keegan threw that ball just a little early, and Rorta wasn't quite ready for it. They're in the same pistol set with Genkinger behind Edwards, and it's a handoff to Genkinger going right. And he's got another 10, it looks like. Depends where they spot him out of bounds.
He's not fast, but he's persistent. You can see it. He's going to be a handful to take down one-on-one.
So it looks like they gave him a gain of 8 yards there, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
They really made the most out of a high snap there. That could have been ugly. Tall quarterback was able to gather the snap and get the ball right down to the running back. And easy run for him out to the outside for 8.
You can tell Jake Edwards, he just stands over everybody else out there at quarterback. They got Nicholas Sparrow as like a fullback and a pistol next to Edwards. Handoff to Genkinger again. Westerdale's all over that.
Westerdale and Kevin Smith right there on the tackle. They were in the backfield immediately. That's some of the better penetration we've seen the Warriors get right there on the run game all season.
With Genkinger being strong, he still got a yard, so it's 3rd and 1. Now they're widening them out. You got Dylan Edwards in the backfield alone. It looks like he's going to go quarterback sneak here, and he does, and he's going to get a 1st down.
Little tempo out of the Wolves there. You don't see that very much in 8, man.
That looked like some coaching.
Yep.
When they know that they're 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, that's kind of their go-to play, because as soon as they saw it, both the receivers came out.
And there was no substitutions to be made by the Warriors because of it, because the defense isn't entitled to a substitution unless the offense does. So
you got Sparrow in the backfield with Edwards in a shotgun set. You got Genkinger and Samuels out here to the left now. They're looking to pass to Samuels on a curl, and he catches it, but he gets drilled by Bazin and McCullough. Gain of 7 yards on the play for the Wolves.
Sweet little route concept there by the Wolves. 24 Genkinger was coming across the field to the left on sort of a flat, and that got the attention of the outside corner for the Warriors there, and then they ran 7 back in towards the middle of the field, and the ball was on the money. 1st down.
2nd and 2 for the Wolves.
Down.
2nd and 2 for the Wolves at their own 34-yard line. Same setup. You got Edwards and Sparrow in the backfield. Sorry, that was Genkinger in the backfield with him looking for a deep ball to number 15, Max Edwards. Maybe that's brother to brother. I'm not sure. You got Jake Edwards to Max Edwards, and the ball was caught down to HLV's 25-yard line.
Really good job by Edwards there to adjust to that ball. That ball could have been intercepted. He cut him off basically like a basketball player going for a rebound there. Was able to get his body in front of the defender and corral the ball for a 1st down. It was a little underthrown, but he made a play on it.
Yep, just threw it over Hunter Basin's hands a little bit there. This time you got Genkinger in the backfield in the shotgun set with Edwards. Got Sparrow coming out the motion to the left. Hand off to Genkinger going right. Hunter Basin's in the backfield right away, and they gang tackle him. He was initial hit. They gang tackled him down.
Hunter showed that blitz early. Then he backed up, and they faked it again. And they still had time to back up one more time, and then he was in the backfield before the ball was successfully handed off there to break that play up.
So we'll have 2nd and 10 after the no gain there. They still have the 1 up there, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's 2nd down. Now we got in the pistol set again, you got Sparrow out for the left of Edwards and Genkinger behind him. Genkinger goes in motion to the left, kind of the same play they were scored a touchdown on. They fake it, looking deep to Max Edwards, and he's wide open. And for a touchdown, that's a 25-yard touchdown for the Winfield Mount Union Wolves.
Just a really beautiful play design right there. They ran the same play they scored on the first play of the game with, and the play action was good by the quarterback, and all the eyes were on Genkinger there while 15 just ran into the end zone. So.
Yeah,
great play design.
We've got beat on that play against EV as well. It was kind of the same thing. They kind of ran that motion, then they popped that Lown kid out as a tight end straight up the middle, and we got beat on that twice, and the same thing happened here. Winfield Mount Union will go for 2 here with Genkinger in the backfield with Edwards. Sparrow's coming to motion to the right, the exact same play they scored a 2 on, but they're faking it, and they go with Edwards at the middle, who makes a great move in the backfield and jukes out Westerdale, and he's in for 2.
Westerdale looked like, what am I supposed to do there? He just hop-stepped me. That was a great athletic play by the quarterback there for Winfield.
So that make it 16-0 for the Wolves.
Warriors nothing.
So what I see so far is the Warriors better get their eyes disciplined real quick. Otherwise, this is going to get out of control pretty early here. But we're going to go ahead and read off the Winfield sponsors again. We're brought to you by Sparrow Building Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, J&J Remick Farms, WMU Booster Club, Sinclair Tractor, and Jennings & Associate Real Estate. Thank you guys for helping bring this broadcast free down to Winfield and helping bring it free to Victor as well.
So they came off the sideline. You see Westerdale and Kevin Smith, the player Kevin Smith, both throw their helmets to the ground. There. So you can tell there's already frustration in the first 5 minutes of this game, 4.5 minutes into this game. It's not good to see. We need a good play here on offense. We were driving the ball well the last drive, and then we threw that interception, and that was that. Alvarez to kick off, pooch kick. And Basin's going to pick it up on the ground. He's looking for some running room. Gets popped. He got drilled by number 24, Genkinger.
Genkinger's, you could tell he's an athlete. He just squared him up and put him down right there, and that's pretty big feat this season on Hunter Basin. He's been real difficult to bring down on these kick returns.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of HLV. We'll see if they go back to the pass a little bit or if they get back to the running game. Though. Looks like they're going to go pass here, or unless they go Keegan on a keeper because he's in the backfield alone.
Watch for motion here. Kale hasn't touched the ball yet. They got to change that.
Got Kale out to the right, Basin out to the left. They are going to look to pass. Miscommunication. You had Kale running the out and up, and Keegan thought he was running the out route and threw the ball in the out route.
Yep, the ball was on the way when he turned to his left to extend the route upfield. He was thinking more of a down-the-field throw. And looked like Keegan had a little more pressure than he wanted and was kind of hoping Kale was looking that way when he let that ball go, but he was not. So just a little miscommunication.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Warriors at the 33-yard line. They're back in their traditional I formation with Kale and Hunter behind Keegan, respectively. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the play action with that fullback jet sweep. Nope, it's going to be Basin right up the middle, and he's going to get 6.
Just a good old-fashioned halfback dive right there, right out the center guard, right up the middle for about 7 yards. That's been the bread and butter run game for them. None of their motion or none of their misdirection has really been successful this season.
Right. Yeah, when they got going against Twin Cedars, they just ran right behind Westerdale. See if they do that again here on 3rd and 3. They're in a shotgun set with Keegan and Kale in the backfield. I'm sure Kale's going to get the ball here going left. Sure enough, he does. And he's fighting for yards, and finally 3 more Wolves come in and bring him down. The guy that was there to end it was Nicholas Sparrow for the Wolves.
Gain of 1 on the play by Weiskup. Tackled by Sparrow and Edwards.
Really didn't have any daylight there. Was able to make the most out of nothing, to be honest with you.
Looks like he got a yard to make it 4th and 1. I thought that was 3rd and 3 the last time.
It's
So
a
it looks
generous
like
spot.
he got a favorable spot there. So 4th and 1 here for the Warriors. Back to their traditional I formation. I'm going to guess Winfield's going to sell out for the run here. Fumbled snap. Keegan Gorsh picks it up and gets thrown to the ground by number 66. And Keegan Gorsh ends up fumbling on the play. Number 66, Wyatt Palmer, just dominated the offensive line and threw Keegan Gorsh to the ground after that ball was on the ground.
Really almost compounded the problem right there, Keegan. Trying to make a play. I know down 14-0 last game of the year. He tried to lateral that while being whipped to the ground. Almost backfired. The Wolves do take over. Good field position, though.
Yep, Winfield Mount Union Wolves will take over at HLV's 36-yard line. Definitely need a stop. Who's been our stopper all year? We need Devin Weiskup to step up, I believe.
Let's see if they go straight to this misdirection again.
You got Sparrow in the backfield with Edwards. They're going to go look for a pass. He's looking for Genkinger. Looking deep for Genkinger. Boston Roar on the coverage. Catches that to 3 and runs in for a touchdown. Another 36-yard throw for a touchdown.
Just a beautiful pass there. Right on the money with room to run afterwards.
And he was moving on the run. He was off platform, and he made a great throw. I know this Packer fan says there's one guy, Jordan Love, is the best off-platform quarterback there is in the NFL, and that looked just like him, honestly.
There was any quarterback coach would tell you that's not how to throw the ball, but any good quarterback would tell you that's how to throw the ball. So that was a beautiful pass. Looked like it was off his left leg while rolling right. That's just tough to do.
Yep, so now they're in their pistol set again, lining up for 2. You got Sparrow to the left, Genkinger in the backfield behind Edwards. Samuel's out wide. They're going to run a little counter to Genkinger, and he just takes 3 HLV Warriors in for a 2-point conversion. Like you said, he didn't look like he had that much wheels. He's not really that fast, but, man, he just overpowered the Warriors there to make it 24-0.
Well, I got a second here. We'll run down some of the Victor sponsors that are helping to bring this broadcast to you guys tonight. You got Blady Law Office in Victor. You got Keystone Savings Bank, Cooperative Telephone Company, Kiesel Brothers Seed, S&S Appliance and Mattress, Hartwick Ag, Stowell Construction, Hardin Brothers Propane, Tim Electric, Primetime Seed, Roar Brothers Fertilizer, WH Construction, County Bank, and the Warrior Booster Club.
So we're 6 minutes and 11 seconds into the game, and Winfield's had the ball 3 times, and I think they've ran, 10, 12 plays total and scored 3 touchdowns.
And they're pushing 200 yards of offense already, too. And it's been a long run on the first play for 70 yards, 60 yards, and then they had the pass for 40 yards, and that pass right there was just under 40. So,
and it looks like to me HLV's done a few good things, but it comes back to it from the beginning, what we've said at the beginning of the year. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Threw an interception on the first drive, fumbled a snap on the second drive, and we got a kickoff from Alvarez, a little pooch kick to Bazin again. He's going to look to return it.
He's got a head of steam.
He's able to get out to the 40-yard line. Good field position for HLV to start out.
No, this is the position the Warriors have found themselves in all but one game this year. How are they going to respond being down big early?
I wouldn't be surprised if Kale Weiskup gets 2 or 3 touches right here.
Yeah, he's only touched the ball once.
This might be that play action. They're in the I formation. This play action with a fullback streak here. So HLV is 1st and 10 from the Winfield Mount Union Wolves 39-yard line. They're in the I formation. It's a fullback trap coming to Kale, coming to the right. He gets 5, breaks a tackle, looks for a spin move, breaks another tackle, tackle. What did we say? Kale Weiskup was going to get a touch. He just ran for 39 yards and a Warrior touchdown.
The thing that's elite about Kale right now, I'm telling you, is his hips. He should have been tackled 4 different times right there just by keeping his center of gravity or his bounce in his center of gravity. He was able to wiggle out of a bunch of tackles, accelerate on about the 15-yard line, leave everybody in the dust. An impressive touchdown run right there.
Yeah, he got 10 yards downfield, and he went for a spin move, and he actually got hit in the back that pushed him back forward and back to where the way he was trying to spin to the left, and he got pushed back to the right, and he just ran right past him.
Man, would the Warriors need that right there.
So now you got Kale Weiskup and a Wildcat here in the backfield alone for a 2-point conversion. He's going to keep it. He's going to run right up the middle. And number 66 again, Wyatt Palmer says, you ain't going anywhere.
Weiskup on the try, no good.
That'll make the score Winfield 24, HLV 6 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter.
Warriors really needed that. And that Warrior touchdown drive is brought to you by Prime Time Seed. Talk to Jared Hirschberg for all your Pioneer seed needs. That looked like a prime Jared Hirschberg out there, the way he exploded down the sidelines right there. I'll tell you that much.
For
That was
sure.
an electric run by Kale Weiskamp.
We got an update for this non-district game between Belle Plaine and Iowa Valley. After one quarter, it is Iowa Valley 6, Belle Plaine 0.
Big win just to keep him at 6 in one quarter. Geesh.
When they played Waco earlier this year, they were 0-0 after the first quarter, and then Iowa Valley just kept pounding away, tiring them out, and took over and had a pretty big lead at halftime.
They're hands down the best team we've seen this season, top to bottom roster.
Number 36,
Yeah, I mean, they just got, like we talked with Josh Konachek last week. He's an assistant over there, and he was telling us about how they have all these state track runners, and it was on display last week against us. And then they have the Hawk, the 6'7" kid. I mean, when you can just throw the ball up, we don't have a kid that's our tallest kid, maybe Keegan was 6'4", 6'3", without Levi. So and he doesn't play defense. That's tough. Cash is going to kick off for the Warriors, and it's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be the Wolves' ball at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
All right. So now it comes down to
touchback on the
got a little momentum, quick touchdown. Needed to see that for the Warriors. So can the defense get a stop? Not if they don't guard that pass. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they're just passing that well, like we saw it in the stats pregame, and they're well balanced. They had one big run, and then they've had three big passes, I believe now. 2 to Max Edwards, and then 1 to Genkinger there for a touchdown. We got Dylan Edwards in the backfield, Jake Edwards. I was thinking Dylan Edwards from the Kansas State running back. So you had Jake Edwards hand off to Genkinger there up the middle for 4.
Devin was essentially a tackle dummy right there. He got the tackle, but he didn't do any tackle, and he got ran over, and in the process, Genkinger fell, but still a nice little 5-yard run there for the Wolves.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Wolves at their own 20. Jake Edwards in the backfield with Genkinger next to him in a shotgun set. Genkinger going to block. They're running the screen back to the left, and it was set up beautifully. Edwards rolled to the right, and Genkinger got back to the left, and they got another 20 yards out of that play.
Good tackle on the back end there by Boston Rorta. He was 1v1 against him, and he hung in the pocket, grabbed an ankle, and brought him down. It was really good play design, though. There was immediate pressure, but that's probably because it was a screen.
Right.
Devin came through untouched, but the quarterback just threw a nice little touch pass over his head. And big gain.
Yeah, you had the left guard for the Wolves get out wide to the left right away, letting Westerdale and Weiskamp come through right away, and Genkinger was standing out there all alone right behind his blocker. So 1st and 10 from the 40 for the Wolves. Edwards takes a snap, hands off to Sparrow up the middle. He gets tackled by Devin Weiskamp and Hunter Bazin.
Looked like Stevens had a chance to make that play in the backfield, but just couldn't get a grip on him.
Carry, tackled by Devin Weiskamp.
So that was a 4-yard gain. That'll make it 2nd and 6 for the Wolves at HLV's 36-yard line.
They need to look out for that play action misdirection here.
Got number 7, Samuel's going out wide to the right. Sparrow on the edge of the right tackle or right guard. And you got Edwards and Genkinger in the backfield. Edwards takes a snap, and it was a high snap, and he keeps it. And he's going to get a 1st down, tackled by Rorta and the Weiskamp brothers.
That's the first time we've seen the Wolves quarterback use his legs right there, besides on the 2-point try.
And that quarterback sneak, that's it. But that one's not really out in space, just getting the yard and going. That makes it 1st and 10 for the Wolves at the HLV Warriors 30-yard line. Score is Wolves 24, HLV 6 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Back to their pistol set with Sparrow off to the right of Edwards, Genkinger behind them. Genkinger gets the fake, and Edwards is looking deep to number 7, Samuels, and it's underthrown a little bit. He was rolling left and just underthrew a little bit.
So much better pass coverage right there from the Warriors than on the other downfield shots they took. Looked like the other Edwards was about to the 5-yard line, but Boston was all over him, and then both underneath receivers had been picked up as well. And then Wolves quarterback tried to throw it back across his body, and it came up short. So
It looked
Second and long. That's the first time we've seen that so far.
It looked like instead of him rolling to the right and making the throw, when he was rolling left and having to throw across his body, he wasn't nearly as comfortable.
Correct.
So same setup with Sparrow and Genkinger behind Edwards. Genkinger gets the ball. He's up the middle for looks like about 7-8 yards. And there is some extracurricular with Landon Ankrum and number 55, Grant Anderson, 10 yards behind the play.
I don't know if it was extracurricular, if he was just finishing his block there. 55 from the Wolves.
It could be. He is about 5 inches taller and probably got another 50 to 75 pounds on him. that might be being generous. Landon Ankrum is playing D tackle at, he's not 5'8", maybe 5'7", and he is tiny. But he's quick, so he's trying to get in there and trying to disrupt the play. 3rd and 2 here for the Winfield Mount Union Wolves. Same setup with their pistol set with Sparrow off to the right, Genkinger behind, and HLV's undisciplined and goes off sides.
I think that was both ends, Westerdale and Stevens at the same time. They're hopped off sides.
Yep, Winfield went to their hard count, and they got a first down out of the deal. That'll make 1st and 10 for the Wolves at the HLV 18-yard line, 17-yard line. Now they're back in their shotgun set with Genkinger back there with Edwards. Samuels wide to the right. They're looking to throw it. Looking deep. Got Samuels deep. Boston Roar's making a play. Good coverage. Both players had a chance for the. Actually, sorry, that was to end it in Sparrow, and they both had a chance for it, and it was just it fell down and incomplete.
Ran out of grass. Both of them were worried about the end line there, so the pass ended up coming down incomplete. Maybe another 2nd and long. Last time they were able to convert pretty easily, so let's see if they can get them into the rare 3rd and long here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm going to guess you're going to see Genkinger up the middle or a swing pass out to him or something here. You got Samuels out wide to the left, Sparrow out wide to the right. Edwards, and here comes Sparrow in motion. Edwards takes a snap, hands off to Genkinger right up the middle, and he's got another
at least
7,
half of it.
Another 7, 8, 9.
It's really crazy. There's been about 7 high snaps, but their quarterback, the Wolves quarterback's like 6'5", so it doesn't matter that it's a high snap. He's able to grab it, get it down into the target zone for the handoff, and Genkinger just takes it and rips.
And they're getting, like you've been saying it all year, the penetration on the line. Winfield Mount Union is just moving the HLV Warriors backwards. They're back in their pistol set in 3rd and 1 here. Sparrow off to the left of Edwards with Genkinger in the backfield. Hand off to Genkinger again, right up the middle, and he gets in for a touchdown. That'd be another 7-yard touchdown for Genkinger, so that's 3 for him tonight. That'll make it Winfield Mount Union 30, HLV 6 with a minute and a half left in the first quarter.
So Warriors made a substitution, took Kevin Smith out, put Brandon Ankrum in, and that didn't change anything. They're still just running the ball right up the middle.
So
no protest.
So with that, I mean, we got killed on the ground last week. We got killed on the ground this week, or so far this week. Why not try to go to a 4-man front and go to a 4-2?
We haven't really seen a lot of 4-man fronts.
Yeah, you don't see it much from anywhere. They line up for 2.
There's good penetration.
Edwards keeps it.
That might have been a block in the back.
And they are going to get a block in the back on Winfield Mount Union.
52, it looked like, put Cale down in the back.
So they will retry this 2-point conversion because they did convert it. They're going to call a hold instead, but same difference. Still a 10-yard penalty. Winfield Mount Union will have to retry the 2-point conversion up 30-6.
I just knew something didn't look right on that block.
Well, I thought it was a block in the back too, but it might have been because he was already engaged and then he just gave him a shove. I don't know. Now they're going to widen them out. Edwards going to be in the backfield alone. They're going to try this 2-point conversion from about the 13-yard line, 12-yard line. You got Samuels in, Sparrow out to the left. Genkinger and Edwards out to the right, running an out route to Genkinger, and nobody's there for HLV, and it says he's going to be out of bounds at the 3, so the 2-point conversion is no good. So that'll make it Winfield Mount Union 30, HLV Tri-County Warriors 6 with a minute 30 to go. Just a reminder, this is Kyle Shaw and Zach Gehringer on the broadcast, and big thanks to Danny Davis of Sportscast Media, and also AD Bo Jack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohens here at HLV Warriors for allowing us to do this.
Also, a shout out to the Winfield sponsors that are helping bring this to you tonight. Yeah, Sparrow Building Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, J&J Remick Farms, WMU Booster Club, Sinclair Tractor, and Jennings & Associates Real Estates. So thanks again to all those sponsors that are pitching in to make sure that we're able to bring this to you guys every week and make sure they're able to bring it to you guys down there in Winfield as well. So don't see a lot of fixable solutions right now to the way this game started.
And we've been saying it all year. We need to get defensive stops. We need to stop playing in a hole. And we came out in a hole again. Our offense can get going. We can get yards. We just can't finish yards. I was talking to a parent before the game, and he was saying, we get in the red zone and we don't finish drives. And he's exactly right. And then, the Winfield Mount Union's going for an onside kick, and HLV was ready for it. Garrett Reed was all over it. So
good awareness by Garrett right there.
HLV will take over at their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. But going back to the defense, we just don't get stops. We get like 1 or 2 a game. We don't get enough to put ourselves in a hole early.
And consistently, as soon as we start to play the run, there's somebody on the back end for a long touchdown pass. And as soon as we start to try to take the pass, they're just gouging us up the middle on the run. So
we'll have 1st and 10 at the right hash for HLV. We're in a pistol set. Keegan Gorsh with Hunter Bazin behind him. They're running, looks like a trap back to the left. Hunter Bazin is just met at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards.
And 66 is dominating the line of scrimmage for the Wolves. Let me get a shout out to him. What is his name? Wyatt Palmer. Pretty much every run play that we have seen the Warriors run, he's been the first person with hands on the ball carrier.
He reminds us a lot of the Waco Adam Stafford. That's how he's disrupting the game at D-tackle. Nobody else has disrupted the game like that at D-tackle. We got trips to the right for HLV. Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone.
Here comes up the middle.
Looking for something. Finding Kale clear across to the left. He catches the ball. He's down to the Winfield 30-yard line. He's driven out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So Keegan Gorsh bot pressure. Wyatt Palmer kind of tripped over himself looking for the sack on Gorsh, and he was able to find Weiskup back to the left.
So what could have been a real disaster, Keegan was able to stay calm, keep his feet under him. Made a good throw back across his body, which you normally don't advise at this level, but he had a wide-open receiver. I don't know if it was designed that way or that was supposed to be the first read at the beginning of the play, but nonetheless, he found him, and they were able to complete the pass for a big gain.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Winfield Mount Union 29-yard line. Shotgun set here with Hunter Bazin in the backfield with Keegan Gorsh, and number 24, Ginkinger, blows that play up. It looks like it's supposed to be a counter to Kale after Hunter got it, and Ginkinger was all over that play.
Would you crisscross counter? Is that what you called it last week?
Counter crisscross, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still pitched that forward after when he was getting tackled, because he did get the ball behind the quarterback, so I think he could throw it still. And he two-hand chest passed it like a basketball. Only got another yard, but hey, yard's a yard, right?
Yep. It'll be a 5-yard loss there for the Warriors. It'll be 2nd and 15. Now you're in a shotgun set with
Here's where you're going to see Kale in motion.
McCullough and Weiskup out to the right, Rourke out to the left. They're looking to fake the screen and go deep to Kale. Miscommunication. That time he was running the out route, and Keegan thought he was running a post or a corner route, as you would call it, and that was just miscommunication to make it 3rd and 15 at the end of the first quarter.
Really, there was nothing to be had on that play anyway, so that's probably the best result, is just throwing it out of bounds. He had the safety help over the top, and the corner had inside leverage, even if he did run the right route there. So
after the first quarter, it makes it Winfield 30, HLV 6. Another big shout-out to Zach Schrapp, who has family medical problems going on, and he's not here with us. We're still thinking about him and hoping all the best for him. And it looks like Zach's going to read off some sponsors from HLV.
This broadcast is brought to you free by people like Blady Law Office in Victor, Keystone Savings Bank, Cooperative Telephone Company, Kiesel Brothers Seeds, S&S Appliance and Mattress, Hartwick Ag, Stowell Construction, Hardin Brothers Propane, Tim Electric, Roar Brothers Fertilizer, WH Construction, County Bank, and the Warrior Booster Club.
And just to let everybody know, this is our last football game with the Warrior cast. I know Danny has talked to me about doing some home basketball games. That's still up in the air. We need to see the schedule and see if it fits for us, and we'll go from there. I know I would really like to do some basketball games, but if it's going to interfere with our daily schedules, I got 3 kids at home. Zach works till 5:30 pretty much every night. So when games start at 6, that's going to be pretty difficult to do. So we'll figure it out. Going back live here, and I thought it was a forward pass. They're going to call it a sideways pass, and number 52 picks up the fumble, and he runs in for a touchdown for Winfield Mount Union, but there is a flag on the play.
There's a flag, and that was a forward pass. So,
but there's no review in high school football, so whatever is called is called. So they ran. The ball rolled all the way back to Keegan, and then he tried to make a swing pass out to Basin, it looked like, and he got hit while he was trying to throw it, threw it right in the dirt, and the referee said it was more of a straight sideways pass, so that's technically considered a lateral. And 52 for the Winfield Mount Unions, Cooper Buffington, brother of Cam, Iowa Hawkeye freshman, picked it up and ran for a touchdown, but it looks like there was a block in the back
on the return.
So it'll be Winfield Mount Union ball at their own 39-yard line on the first play of the second quarter.
Block in the back by the Wolves takes the ball back to the.
So that's a bad break for the Warriors. That really was a forward pass right there. But those are the breaks you get in football, so they're going to have to live with it and see if they can rally and get a stop here.
So HLV did check Kevin Smith, the player, back into the game at D tackle to try to slow down the run game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Winfield just attacked him through the air right here.
It's a time for McCullough and Rorda and Bazin to try to make a play.
So we got a shotgun set with Edwards in the backfield of the Sparrow. Genkinger out wide to the left, and they're looking to go deep to Genkinger on a post route. He's wide open, and he catches the ball down at the 2 yard line. It looked like right when he was catching it, he stumbled and brought the ball in, but couldn't keep his feet for a touchdown.
On your generic video games, that's called 4 verticals. They just ran everybody deep right away and threw it to the guy with the least leverage, and that was Genkinger, who had Kale Weiskamp on his hip, but he's given up a few inches in height there, so that was a pretty easy pitch and catch for the Wolves right there. So this Genkinger kid, huh?
Yeah, we saw it in the thing. He's a leading rusher, leading passer, or leading receiver, so you can tell he's a stud. You got Edwards in the backfield alone this time on the 3 yard line, 1st and goal. He's going to keep the ball running left, and he fakes running left, and he comes back to the right, and he is in for a touchdown. It looked like he was playing a video game himself. If I was HLV, I would think that was pretty disrespectful, and I'd come out and want to change what's going on right now. Maybe not change the outcome, but change what's going on right now.
Not disrespectful in an unsportsman way. Disrespectful in a, wow, that was filthy.
Right. And kind of like what the Detroit Lions were doing to the Dallas Cowboys,
exactly.
Where they're running the hook and ladder to an offensive lineman, Penier Sewell.
Exactly.
So we got Edwards in the backfield looking to pass for a 2-point conversion. He finds Samuels for 2.
A lot of velocity on Edwards' balls.
Yeah.
He throws some fastballs.
And he knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball before he even takes a snap. He sees his coverage, and he's just, boom, 1 step, fire. So that makes the score 38-6. Winfield Mount Union over the HLV Warriors with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the half.
He is a senior, so you got to assume he's got a lot of games under his belt so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know last year they had Cam Buffington, Cooper's brother, that went to Iowa. He went as a linebacker, but I know they ran with him a lot. And then Edwards, obviously they passed because they have timing routes. They're able to do that stuff. So, and he obviously has a great connection with Genkinger. And then I think that's his brother, Max Edwards. You would assume, anyways, as a senior and a junior. So between those two guys, it's hard to cover everybody.
What do we need to see from the Warriors offense here, Kyle? So far we've seen the one electric play by Kale. And other than that, it's been miscommunications, bad timing, and poor execution in terms of the snap.
I think you need to see Kale touch the ball a little more. Whether you go Wildcat, the only time we've seen the Wildcat was on a 2-point conversion attempt. But Kale's kind of your game breaker, and he kind of sets a tone for you. So I wouldn't mind seeing more of Kale.
I'm thinking the same thing. Also, I haven't seen Hunter get just not a lot of offensive touches in general for the Warriors so far.
And we're not able to run up the middle at all because that Palmer, I think, Wyatt Palmer is just tearing us up. So get to the outside, get to the edges. I mean, Winfield's quick. You see it with Genkinger and Edwards and Sparrow. They're all quick. So get to the edge more and try to just get one-on-one with those guys. The ball was kicked off for a touchback for Winfield, so HLV will take over at their 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Looks like Jay Stevens coming in to play. I don't know. Oh, yep, he's going to come in to play center for Garrett Reed on this drive. I don't know if he's been in recently or if that was the first time he's been in. I do see Levi Molnick there in a sling. Nice to see him here with the team tonight. Got a red hood on there. Not good to see him with a sling, but is what it is. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do with the broken collarbone. Take care of it. Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone here on 1st down. Run a screen play to the right to McCullough, and he's got blockers. He's able to go. He is trying to outrun Max Edwards, and he's going to. That's going to be a 65-yard touchdown.
What an electric play by McCullough.
He makes one guy miss, and he had. Did you see all the linemen that were out in front of for HLV? They were out in front, and he made the one guy miss, and he was gone for a touchdown.
I'm happy to see him get a touchdown. He had to miss last week's game. Good to see him get 6 points on the board for the Warriors.
I love when he scores or does a good play. He's always dabbing himself out.
Yep. He's a character. I love watching him play the game. Now they need to get this 2-point conversion here.
Yeah, that makes the score 38-12, Winfield. A little miscommunication on this 2-point conversion attempt, but they got trips to the left. Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone. Looking left to Kale. There is miscommunication between Keegan and Kale tonight. Every single time they try to make a throw.
It really looks like Keegan's a little too quick on everything right now.
Another thing, I know it's been 2-3 games ago now. We lost Levi at New London, but that was the guy. That was his go-to. That was his chemistry guy. It's weird to say that since Keegan's an HLV kid and Levi the Tri-County kid, so they haven't had a lot of reps together, but you can tell throughout the summer and then practice this year that the reps were there between those two.
That Warrior touchdown drive is brought to you by Prime Time Seed. Talk to Jared Hirschberger for all your Pioneer seed needs.
So we've had 2 big plays. We had Kale for a 40-yard touchdown run on a fullback trap.
41, yep.
And then you had Sean McCullough on a 65-yard wide receiver screen when they split everybody out. Now, we've been saying it all year. We've been saying it all night. We need to get a stop.
A stop here gets them theoretically back in the game. There's 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. This game's far from being at the end, but it has to be on the defensive side of the ball that they get the job done. And we've seen no signs of life yet.
So you're down 26 points. What do you do here on this kickoff?
Onside kick.
Yep, I would go with an onside kick with Cash and see if we can get a crazy hop and we just get the ball. Instead, they'll kick it to the 20-yard line.
Edwards.
Where Edwards, the quarterback, I think that's Jake, will return it, and he is down at the Winfield Mount Union 32-yard line.
Hunter with a real good one-on-one tackle there to make sure he didn't cross the 40.
Wolves will start 1st and 10 from their own 32.
So Winfield starts 1st and 10 from their own 32, and we'll see what HLV has dialed up on this defensive drive. It looks like they got Sean McCullough playing linebacker and Hunter Bazin going corner. That's a little bit different than we've seen all year. We've seen it a couple times, but they're going to put Bazin out at the corner. They got a pistol set again with Edwards, Sparrow, and Genkinger in the backfield. They're going to run the ball. Genkinger to the right, and he makes 3 guys miss, and he's gone for a touchdown. No flags on the play, so that's another 47-yard touchdown.
So just a power play off the right side there, and one cut.
The touchdown for the Wolves.
One cut made 3 guys miss, and he was house called just like that.
Coach Smith is upset with McCullough on the play for not keeping outside contain. But what I saw is McCullough had outside contain, and he made the cut off of the guy that was blocking McCullough. But he's asking him to get off of that block and go make a play. So I see it from a coach's standpoint.
This is a real fluid offense by Winfield Mount Union here.
And they're very unpredictable. On one first down they pass it, next first down they're running. You don't know what they're going to do. So 2-point conversion. Edwards is looking to throw. Has 3 guys to throw the ball to, and Max Edwards comes up with it for a 2-point conversion to make it 46 Winfield. HLV 12 with 11 minutes, 10 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Big thanks to the sponsors at Winfield: Sparrow Building Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, J&J Rim Farms, Winfield Mount Union Booster Club, Sinclair Tractor, Jennings and Associate Real Estate. Thank you guys for all you do down there at Winfield and keeping their broadcast free. Another big thanks to Danny Davis and Sportscast Media for allowing us to do this here in Victor. Also, big thanks to the HLV Warrior AD Bo Jack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohensee. This is Kyle Shaw and Zach Geringer on the broadcast. We've been at pretty much every game but the New London game, and we've seen HLV improve steadily each game, but they just end up shooting themselves in the foot. Not penalties this week. There's been one penalty on them this week.
Poor eye discipline this week. Not diagnosing whether or not it's a run or a pass in time, and by the time they decide it's a pass, the ball's in the air. By the time they decide it's a run, he's already in the second level.
Yep. Alvarado with a pooch kick to the right. Kale Weiss was going to pick it up, and he's looking for yards. And he's still getting spun around, breaking tackles. He just had 3 guys spinning around in circles, and he's still got 10 more yards out of the deal. Kale Weiss wants to keep playing.
Difficult pound-for-pound running back to bring down that we've seen this season. Oh.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the HLV Warriors at the Winfield Mount Union at the 35-yard line. Kale says, "Coach, get me the ball. I want the ball." As Jamie, was it McGinty? Gene McGinty from the replacement says, "Winners always want the ball."
That's right. So we got a timeout on
timeout.
The
Yep, timeout by the Wolves. That's a big shout out to Zach Schropp in the replacement reference. It's one of his favorites.
So it'll be interesting to see what they come out of this timeout with on offense here. The screenplay was a long touchdown. They also had the misdirection play to Kale where he broke about 3 or 4 tackles. That was a touchdown. But outside of those 2 plays, every pass has been miscommunication between the quarterback and the wide receiver. If you talk about the interception, he was a little early on the throw. He's just a little early on all of his throws tonight. And that hasn't been like Keegan all season. He's usually been ready to go and throw the ball when it's there.
And that might be because Palmer's putting pressure right up the middle. The only other time we've seen him kind of quick-feeted was against Stafford and the Waco Warriors. And that, I mean,
and Belplain.
When you got Belplain, he was out. That was Breyer, wasn't it? Belplain.
Oh no, English Valley. Big Ben.
Yeah, Big Ben Kaufman and that group. Yep. Belplain, he sat out that game.
So a lot like Tom Brady in that way. You don't like the pressure up the middle.
Trips to the left here. Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone. Fumbled the snap.
It was a low snap again.
Yeah, but it looked like he took his eye off. He could have made Keegan telling you I could have caught that. He was already looking downfield for the pass. Same thing, kind of what you're saying with the quick feet. He was already quick eyes downfield to look for somebody open.
This is a big opportunity for Keegan to display some leadership here. He's got teammates with hands on hips, heads looking up. Rally the troops here, make a play.
That was a 6-yard loss. HLV will go back to a traditional I formation on 2nd and 16 here. KO and Hunter behind him. Looking to throw a little screen play. Like you said, Keegan he's just worried about that pressure coming up the middle. Genkinger's coming on a middle linebacker blitz every single time, and he's just afraid that he's going to get destroyed before he even gets the ball.
It looked like a designed screenplay, so they let the pressure through, but it was their way before the wide receiver turned around. And honestly, he's lucky that pass wasn't intercepted. The defender was closer to the intended or to the pass than the intended receiver was. So yeah, 3rd and very, very long here.
Kevin Smith does not look happy on the sideline. You got 5 seconds left on the play clock, and not a lot of urgency out of the HLV Warriors here, but they are going to get the play off in time. Keegan Gorsh going to look to pass. Passes out to Kale on a little screen play. He gets 7, 8, and gets drilled out of bounds after 8. So make it 4th and 7, 4th and 8 here. You got to go for it.
Everything that's working is screenplays,
quick stuff. Because it looks like you've seen middle linebacker Genkinger for the Wolves. He's blitzing right up the gut right away, and they're letting Palmer just run right up the middle, and he's out of the play. There's 2 guys out of the play right out of the way. So now you're playing, 6 on 7 out there wide because you got Gorsh throwing the ball. You got Keegan Gorsh in the backfield alone again. Rorda out to the left with Bazin. McCullough and Weiskup out to the right. K.O. Weiskup, that is. Quick throw to McCullough on a screenplay, the one they scored a touchdown on. And he's really close to the first down, but they're going to call him a half yard short. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Winfield Mount Union Wolves at their own 26-yard line.
Good awareness by the defense there to know where the first down marker was, because they could have just tackled him and he would have had the first down, but they grabbed him, stopped him, and pulled him backwards to ensure he didn't reach the yard to gain or line to gain. So,
update in Belle Plaine. Iowa Valley scored all the points in the first quarter to make it 6-0. Belle Plaine comes back in the second quarter to score 16 straight to take a halftime lead, 16-6. Plainsman over the Tigers.
that's a crazy score right there.
Yeah, Iowa Valley's averaging 70 points on the year. Their lowest offensive point total is 54 to Waco. We got Dylan Edwards to Max Edwards for a huge play. Max Edwards catches it and runs it down to the 13-yard line of the HLV Warriors. Like we said, first down. They're one drive they're running, one drive they're passing. They have HLV is on their heels. They have no clue what's going on right now. They're not ready for it. You know what I mean?
It's perfect execution mixed with perfect or play calling, and it's going to be really difficult to deal with. But you got to give Winfield all the credit because they're executing the game plan to perfection.
Yep, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Winfield at the HLV 13-yard line. You got Samuels out wide to the left with Genkinger. Sparrow in the backfield with Edwards. They're looking to throw the ball again on a curl route to Genkinger. They're looking for a hook and ladder, and he fumbles it.
The ball's on the ground.
Was that K.O. Weiskup that came up with that?
It was. He hit him and got the fumble recovery. Good play by K.O. Weiskup right there.
So we were talking about the Cowboys in the Lions game and throwing a curl route to Amon-Ra St. Brown and then pitching it to Penier Sewell. That's what the Wolves tried to do right there. I don't know who they were trying to pitch it to, but Genkinger got the curl and he was trying to lateral it backwards, and on the lateral he fumbled, and K.O. Weiskup made the hit and recovered the ball.
Yeah, great play by K.O. there. Get a little momentum back on their side, down 34 right here.
So that makes it Winfield 46, HLV 12 with 8:24 to go in the half. 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line for the Warriors. You got Bazin and Rorda out wide to the left. Hand off to Kale, trying to come to the left, and there's a bunch of Winfield Mount Union players in the backfield.
The initial surge that time was by 52. Cooper Buffington.
Stopped by number 22, Starkweather.
And the troops rallied real quick, so lost a yard there, or 3.
Yeah, lost a 3 there, it looks like. So it'll be 2nd and 13.
2nd down and 13.
King Gorsh getting the play call from Coach Smith. We're going to go empty set here, it looks like. Trips to the left. You got Rorda, Bazin, and Kale to the left. McCullough tight on the right. Keegan back there alone. Low snap again. And Buffington's all over him and swings him down for a sack at the 2-yard line.
So what I'm seeing here is Coach.
And there's a flag on the field, maybe unsportsmanlike conduct by the Wolves.
Coach Smith seen what happened in the Waco game and got Garrett Reed out of the crosshairs and put Jay Stevens in.
So I was incorrect. It's unsportsmanlike conduct on the HLV Warriors. And the ball is already spotted at the 2-yard line, so they're going to be half the distance to the goal to the 1. Refs coming over to tell Coach Smith who made the penalty. I'm going to just say that's a little bit of frustration from Keegan or the lineman. Maybe just slipped a word or two, kind of like we have on this broadcast once or twice. So that makes it 3rd and forever.
But anyway, back to the adjustment. They put Jay Stevens in here to snap the ball, but he doesn't have the reps all year.
Right.
So the center to quarterback exchange is really, really sloppy right now.
There's some big miscommunication by the Warriors here. Bazin's in the backfield with Keegan Gorsh, and they're coming on a heavy blitz. Bazin gets the ball, and he gets out to the 5, to the 7. Oh my! Did you see Cooper Buffington just make a super? No, that wasn't. No, that was Wyatt Pullman. He made a Superman dive to make sure Bazin goes down. He just jumped on top of the pile. That was like a dog pile.
So pre-play there, the coaches can't go past the line. So Keegan was having a hard time hearing what Coach Smith was trying to get into him, and Coach Smith looked frustrated and turned around. And I think Keegan might have just called that play for the line there and said, this is what we're running.
So now HLV is going to line up to punt here on 4th and 16. KL deep. Dylan Edwards deep for the – sorry, not Dylan. Jake Edwards deep for the Wolves. Good punt. Hits the ground at the 35. Rolls out to the 30. Looks like it's going to be down at Winfield Mount Union Wolves 30-yard line. Great punt.
Punt by Weiskup rolls out of bounds at the 31.
It's not what you want to see in the last game of the year. There's a lot of heads hanging.
That's where the
Yeah,
Wolves will take
definitely.
over first down and 10.
Just they started out okay on that first offensive drive, and then Keegan tried to throw that ball to Rorda. And when he tried to throw that ball to Rorda on the out route, Rorda wasn't quite ready. He wasn't out of his break yet, and it bounced out of his hands right to Winfield Mount. Unlucky, there's a Winfield Mount Union right there to catch it.
Correct.
And
Just a bad break, but it's been all downhill since then.
Yeah, right, 100%.
But you can't really blame it on the Warriors. You got to give all the credit to the Wolves. They're just
100%.
dominating at all facets of the game right now. Perfect offensive execution.
You got Jake Edwards in the backfield alone here. Trips to the right. Guy widened out to the left, and he's going to keep it going left. And there's a flag on the play. He's still fighting for yards. There's 7 HLV Warriors around the play.
Edwards on the keeper.
Looked like a holding on the end out there.
He did get a gain about 6 there, and they're going to figure out what the flag is here.
Tackle on the play by Stevens. Penalty flag on the field.
It must have been on maybe number 15, Max Edwards, or maybe he's just getting talked to with the ref because he was talking.
Holding is the penalty on the
He was
Wolves.
turning around and walked back. Yeah. So it was a holding on the Wolves. So they will go back. It looks like it was a spot foul, so it was 5 yards upfield. So it'll make it 1st and 15 for the Wolves from their own 25-yard line here.
First down and 15 from the 26.
They're going to come out in that same formation. Trips to the right. You got Sparrow, Edwards, and Genkinger out to the right. Samuels out to the left. Edwards in the backfield alone.
Here.
They're looking to go deep.
Got the middle of the
Looking
field.
for Max Edwards and finds him. About 7-yard throw, and he gets about a 14-yard gain. Did you see Genkinger running on the right side wide open?
Yep.
Nobody was there.
I was more so admiring the pass pro by the Wolves. He should have thrown that ball at the
Brings
hash
up second
closest
down
to
and
us because that receiver was that wide open, and he waited until he got all the way across the field and never once had any pressure on him. So that is a long time to throw the ball. And when you got that kind of time, you can make any throw on the field.
Especially when you're that good of a thrower. I mean,
Right.
he's a solid quarterback. Make the 2nd and 1 from the 40-yard line here for the Wolves. They're on a pistol set with Sparrow and Genkinger behind Edwards. Hand off to Genkinger right up the middle. And he's found a space. And he's going to be tackled at the HLV 26-yard line, it looks like. 25-yard line they're going to give him.
Took 4 of them to bring him down. They made him earn it, too.
Genkinger on the carry.
So another 15-yard gain for Genkinger.
Rorda and McCullough on the tackle.
It is like you said, there's a lot of hanging
Carry
heads
results
for
in
the
first
Warriors.
down. 1st and 10 Wolves. from
And
the
Wolves are
26.
just doing whatever they want with them. They go back to that same formation with trips to the right. Sam was all alone on the left. Edwards in the backfield alone. Kind of the same setup. Genkinger's looking right. Edwards has all day here to throw the ball. Throws a fastball.
They're going to call hold there on 55.
Fastball's incomplete. Penalty flag on the play.
There is a holding on the
Holding on
Wolves.
the Wolves.
He had Edwards rolling all the way out to the right and not staying in his pocket, so to speak. It looked like he was designed to roll, but Lyman didn't know that, and he held somebody, and they're going to back up 10 yards. So make it 2nd and 20 for the Wolves at the HLV Warrior 35-yard line. Score is 46 Wolves, Warriors 12 with 4.5 to go in the half. This is Kyle Shaw and Zach Gehringer on the broadcast.
Warriors continue to search for answers here. The Wolves continue to stretch the ball down the field.
They're in their
This
pistols.
is the formation they ran that motion.
First play of the game, yep. They're going to hand off to Genkinger coming right. Devin Weiskup misses the arm tackle, and he's going to get out for another 12-yard, 13-yard gain.
He's got exceptional ball carrier vision. That was another plant the right foot, cut, make the first guy miss, make the second guy bounce off him and fall forward for another 6 at the end of the play.
So after that play, that it was 1st and 20 on that. 2nd and 7 now for the Wolves at the 23-yard line of the Warriors. 4 minutes to go in the half. We got Samuels wide to the left. Genkinger behind Edwards in the pistol set. Takes a snap, looking for a deep ball. Threw it a little early to Max Edwards because Devin Weisskopf looks like he got pressure there.
So there was an offensive line miscommunication there by the Wolves. 55 and 53, both or 63, both looked at each other at the end of that play, like who didn't block 32, and Devin Weisskopf just ran through unblocked there and blew that play up.
So you had Grant Anderson and Gabe Cummings, offensive line for Winfield, looking at each other. So now you got 3rd and 7 for the Wolves. You got Samuels out wide to the left. You got in a shotgun set Edwards and Genkinger in the backfield. Sparrow out off to the tight to the right, looking to pass. Landon Ankerman on a blitz. They're looking deep to Max Edwards.
Okay.
And there's going to be a defensive pass interference on McCullough, who was just trying to read the eyes of Max Edwards. And number 15, Max Edwards, caught it anyways, so it's going to be a touchdown Wolves.
Oh, a couple years, McCullough will know he needs to get his head around on that, and there won't be a flag, but not that it would have mattered. I guess if he would have got his head around, he might have been able to make a play on the ball, but his back was to that ball all the way through the catch there, so real difficult to play defense when you don't know when the ball's coming.
And like you said, with Jay Stevens having limited reps, McCullough hasn't played all season at linebacker/corner because when Levi Molnix was there, he was playing the corner position and Hunter Bazin was playing linebacker. So McCullough's got in the last few weeks when Molnix went down and Devin Weisskopf's had some hampering injuries in the beginning of the year.
Correct, and I noticed there's a lot of sophomores getting run time out here tonight in positions they haven't played all year. So it's good for them to get that experience for the Warriors going into next year as well.
So that was a defensive pass interference on McCullough. Winfield Mount Union Wolves do decline it. Max Edwards does get the touchdown, so it makes it 52-12. So it's a 40-point game, so that'll make the continuous clock go. Winfield Mount Union is lining up for 2 with Edwards and Sparrow in the backfield. Genkinger out wide to the left with Samuels. Looking to pass. What a laser beam.
I can't believe that throw even got through there.
But it was dropped. It went through 2 HLV Warriors and still hit Samuels in the hands, and he got swung down and lost the ball on the way down.
Yeah, that was a line drive of a throw right there.
So with 3:39 left to go in the half, we got Winfield Mount Union Wolves 52, HLV Warriors 12.
Just as a reminder, this broadcast is brought to you free in the community by people like Blady Law Office in Victor and Keystone Savings Bank, Cooperative Telephone Company, Kiesel's Brothers Seeds, S&S Appliance and Mattress, Hartwick Ag, Stowell Construction, Hardin Brothers Propane, Tim Electric, Primetime Seed, Rohr Brothers Fertilizer, WH Construction, County Bank, and the Warrior Booster Club. So all those sponsors have been helping us out all season. We've been shouting them out all season because all of them really do provide something for the community that it needs. So we're happy to have them all on our team and helping bring these broadcasts to you free.
Exactly right, Zach. Without them guys, we are not able to do this. Also, Danny Davis and Sportscast Media down there in Minneapolis. Also here at HLV and all the other ADs, principals, superintendents we've had. We went to Belle Plaine, we've been to North English, we've been to Iowa Valley, and then our substitute team went down to New London. Without those guys, we wouldn't be able to do this and provide a good experience for everybody involved. Alvarado's going to kick off here. We've got Bazin and Kale Weisskopf deep, and they're going to look for an onside kick, and Devin Weisskopf's all over it. And he will get it down at the 35-yard line, it looks like, for HLV. So it'll be HLV ball at their own 35.
As the clock continues to roll here.
Yep, so it's over a 35-point game, so it's a continuous clock. The only way that goes away is if HLV can score on this drive and get it back under 35. It looks like Winfield came here with a determination that we're going to get the clock going early and get back home early.
Yeah, onside kicks, passing on first down when they're up by 25.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. A lot of people say it's I guess, mean, but
Bad
another
snap
bad snap.
again. Ball's on the ground. Another 15, 20-yard loss for the Warriors on a bad snap. But, yeah, a lot of people say it's like unsportsmanlike, but you play the game, you got to stop them, right? I mean, that's how I see it. You still got to stop people.
Yeah.
It's still the first half. So
The mission's still the same.
So with that bad snap, it's going to make it 2nd and 30 for the Warriors. Down 52-12 with 2.5 to go in the. Sorry, I guess that's only a 15-yard loss, so it's a 2nd and 25 instead of 2nd and 30. With 2 minutes to go in the half. HLV is going to call a timeout to get the play that they want here.
Timeout Warriors.
Reminder, this is Kyle Shaw and Zach Gehringer on the broadcast. We've been here pretty much all year. We had Nick Bloom, Saxon Van Buren, and Mitch Tice sub in for us one game this year down at New London. Also, big thanks to Zach Schrapp for all he's done for us with the stats. That's one thing we're missing tonight, but we'll make do without. And like I said, big thanks to these guys with me, Zach and Zach, all year. If without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. I tried to do the first game alone against Montezuma, and Zach listened, and it wasn't pretty. It also was my first broadcast, but it wasn't pretty.
It was a hard listen, but it didn't help that the product of the field wasn't very good to start the season either. Made a lot of great memories calling these games this year, though. It's really been a bucket list item for me to be able to call a sports event in some way, some capacity, and this is my first dipping the toe in the water, so perfect level to start it at, and I'm glad we've had people stick around and listen to us all year.
So HLV is going to retake the field here on 2nd and 25 with 2:20 to go in the half. They're in a shotgun set with Keegan Gorsh in the backfield with Hunter Bazin to his left, Rorta out wide to the left, McCullough to out wide to the right with K.O. Weiskup. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to run an out route to K.O. Weiskup, and it's underthrown. There's just so much pressure in Keegan's face right away.
He's got less than 2 seconds to throw the ball and make a decision. This is just like what happened with Waco.
They're just bringing pressure. I guarantee you Winfield watched the Waco tape and saw, hey, when they line up in this formation, we're just going to blitz like heck, and that's what they're doing, and it'll make Keegan very, 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 very uncomfortable.
The scary part is they're getting their pressure right now with 66 not on the field.
Yeah, they're just bringing extra guys on a blitz. Looks like HLV's going to go back to a pistol set here with Bazin behind Keegan. They're going to fake the toss. He's going to roll out to the left, and number 15, Max Edwards, knocks the ball down at the line of scrimmage. He's just as tall as, like I said, I think it's his brother, Dylan Edwards.
Pass by Gorsh, broken up by number 15,
Sorry, Jake
Max
Edwards.
Edwards.
Jake.
They
not
look
Dylan.
a similar size.
Incompletion brings up 4th down.
Yes, a similar build, similar size. They have a good connection in the passing game. Jake is always looking for Jake is always looking for Max. I can't stop saying Dylan. Max and Genkinger every single time. So HLV is going to punt here with a minute left to go in the half.
Weiskup in to kick for the Warriors.
He's going to Jake Edwards is back to return. He catches it on one hop, and he's clicking to return. He gets out to the 40, to the other 35, and he steps out of bounds, making sure he doesn't take an unnecessary hit there when he's up 40. This clock is going to get running here with 40 seconds to go. We'll see if Winfield Mount Union will take a shot here at the end of the half or not.
36.
It'll be 1st and 10 Wolves at their HLV 36-yard line.
They're going to have to run one play here, so we'll see if they decide to take one downfield, go to 15 again, Max Edwards, or if they are content just letting the clock run out and get into the half here with a 40-point lead.
They're widening everybody out. They got Sparrow in the backfield with Edwards. They brought Genkinger on motion, and they handed off to Sparrow, and it's a tackle for a loss for the
Warriors. Westerdale is there.
And the Wolves call a timeout with 5 seconds to go in the half. So now you're going to expect to probably see a Hail Mary if they're calling a timeout. They're up 40. So we asked at the beginning of the broadcast, Zach, can HLV slow down the Edwards and Genkinger show?
They're not.
They're not, and they're adding the Max Edwards part of the show. Really, those three guys have just dominated us offensively. Defensively, they're just flying to the ball. Like after that first drive, the first 2 drives, when we turned the ball over, we just hung our heads, and we haven't been the same since that opening offensive drive.
You expect that type of thing in high school football, but attitude makes everything. So hopefully they get a fiery halftime speech here, come out in the second half with their heads held high and ready to fight the last game of the season the way the Warriors are supposed to fight, right?
Yep, and they called the timeout, and now the coaches, after calling a timeout, instructed the Wolves to take a knee, so that'll be halftime with Winfield Mount Union Wolves up 52 to HLV Warriors 12. And like Zach says, hopefully we get some good pep talk and make some good adjustments and come out a little fiery in the second half. I'm not saying we're going to get back into the game to win, but compete for a half. Well, I know Coach Smith will be in there and say the score is 0-0. He said it when I was playing ball too, so whether he was leading or trailing.
They're going to need to keep Keegan Gorsh clean in the second half. They need to get the ball successfully to Kale Weiskamp so he can make people miss like he's been doing all year. They do those 2 things, that'll be a good start for the second half. But I think we're going to take off here for a little bit. We'll be back before the kickoff of the second half to kind of recap the game, give our sponsors another shout-out. In the meantime, we're going to turn the volume down a little bit. You might be able to enjoy the HLV band at the half. All right. We're back from our halftime break. Thanks for bearing with us there.
Hey, your winner of the 50-50 raffle.
Go ahead and read through our sponsors in full here again. This broadcast is brought to you free by people like Blady Law Office and Victor, who champions HLV students to be the best that they can be. Blady Law Office and Victor supports our students and communities. It's brought to you by Keystone Savings Bank, proud to support HLV students on and off the field. Cooperative Telephone Company is happy to sponsor this Warrior Cast and would like to wish the football team a great remainder to the season. Kiesel Brothers Seed is your local DCOB and Asgrow hybrid dealer. Kiesel Brothers Seed supports all HLV students and athletes. S&S Appliance and Mattress is your authorized dealer for Whirlpool, GE, and Speed Queen. Call their Victor location at 647-3149 or their Grinnell location at 236-0221. Hartwick Ag is your authorized dealer for Mac Don products and more. You need a repair? Hartwick Ag repairs all sorts of makes and models on your implements. Stoll Construction can build, remodel, or repair your next big project. Stoll Construction is a supporter of our HLV athletes.
So can you hear me? Yep. Okay. So some Winfield sponsors as well. I'll give Zach a break there because he's got 14 of them to read off. We got Sparrow Building Services. Should be your first choice when it comes to remodeling or building. Josh Sparrow wishes the Wolves and Lady Wolves a great season. Pilot Grove Savings Bank has been working for Southeast Iowa since 1911 to provide trust, loyalty, and commitment close to home. Pilot Grove Savings Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. J&J Remick Farms is proud to support Winfield Mount Union students whether they're in the classroom or on the field. Here's to a great season from the folks at J&J Remick Farms. Winfield Mount Union Booster Club asks you to consider becoming a Booster Club member. There are many projects to support the lives of our student athletes. Sinclair Tractor is your home for John Deere tractors and products. Having problems in the field? Call Sinclair and they'll meet you there. Sinclair Tractor is striving to earn your business. Jennings & Associates Real Estate look forward to showing you your next dream home. Call Larry Jennings in Winfield for your next home purchase or when you're ready to sell.
And also, Hardin Brothers Propane, where you can fill your residential and grain drying propane needs. Tim Electric, who look forward to an electric season for the Warriors. The folks at Tim Electric say, let's go Warriors. Primetime Seed, your local Pioneer Seed dealer. See Jared Hirschberg for all your Pioneer Seed needs. Rohr Brothers Fertilizer, your local partner in the field, committed to increasing your yields through custom fertilizer applications. Best of luck to the Warriors. WH Construction, who is there for all your concrete needs. WH Construction proudly supports all HLV athletics and this Warrior Cast. And County Bank, who has 6 locations to serve you, including Sigourney, Hartwick, Deep River, Gibson, Montezuma, and Williamsburg. Your community partner, your community bank. And finally, the Warrior Booster Club, who's proud to support HLV athletics. Getting involved with the Booster Club is a great way to show your support for all things Warriors. Speaking of all things Warriors, the volleyball team's got a big one coming up this week, right?
Yeah, I was just actually going to look into that. I'm pretty sure they have...
It's Iowa Valley they play. I'm not sure when or what the stakes are, but...
yeah, it's first round of playoffs, district play. So winner go home, best of 5 series. They did just play in the gold tournament for the Sickle Conference. So what happens there is 4 teams come to the host, and the host yesterday was Belle Plaine. And Belle Plaine and HLV played in a best of 3 series. HLV won that one 2-0, and then had to take on the winner of North Mahaska and Sigourney. North Mahaska ended up beating Sigourney, and then when they get to the championship game, they go to a 5-set game, and North Mahaska actually ended up beating HLV Tri-County girls 3-1. North Mahaska won the first game 25-21. Second game 25-20. HLV Warriors came back and won the third game 25-23. Then ultimately lost to the Warhawks in game 4 25-20 to end at 3-1.
So 4 really close games there for the girls. And hopefully they're able to take down the arch nemesis Iowa Valley as a receipt for what happened in football last week. Speaking of Iowa Valley football, I hear they're got a chance to lose their first game of the season right now to Belle Plaine.
Yeah, last time I heard from Mr. Collum, Terry Collum over there in Belle Plaine, he updates them guys all the time over there. He told me at halftime it was 16-6, and then right after halftime, Belle Plaine got a 74-yard touchdown to make it 22-6, and then right away he texted me back and said, Now it's 22-12, Belle Plaine over Iowa Valley. So between Jeff Huber from Marengo and Terry Coleman from Belle Plaine updating me, we're staying up to date with that game.
Interested to see the result of that game for sure. But back to this game, it's pretty cut and dry what's happening here. We got Lane Genkinger is dominating on the ground, and Jake Edwards is making perfect throws down the field to who we assume is his brother Max. We can't prove that because we don't know, but same last name, same size. They're a year different in age, but he's pretty much been unguardable in the secondary whenever the Warriors try to stack the box. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Kevin Smith does for adjustments here in the second half. They need to keep Keegan Gorsh clean. I know that much. He has had no time to throw the ball, and it has been very evident because this season when he's had time, he's been a totally different quarterback than we've seen so far today.
So going back to the volleyball, just to let everybody know that's out there, if you are planning to attend that game, it is at HLV, and now in pretty much all the playoffs, you have to buy tickets online. I know that Iowa or HLV in the past has allowed you to pay at the gate and use their iPads and stuff like that. And if they do end up winning that game against Iowa Valley on Monday, the 21st, at 7 p.m. here in Victor, they will play North Tama, who has the first round bye at North Tama, October 23rd, the Wednesday. So good luck to the HLV Tri-County girls as they look to go deep into the playoffs again this year in volleyball. I think they were 1 or 2 games away from state last year. So like Zach said with this game going on, we keep Keegan upright and not so uncomfortable in the pocket.
He's very visibly uncomfortable pretty much every time he drops back to pass here. Their long plays have been one miracle play by Cale Weiskamp where he broke a bunch of tackles, and then the screenplay where McCullough just outran everybody and hit him with a dab at the end.
Yep, and that screenplay was a well-designed play, and we haven't seen a lot of screenplays since Molnix has checked out. When Molnix is in, you saw a lot more screenplays happening and just letting your athletes make plays. And maybe they get back to that here in the second half. Really what we need to do is just come out with our heads high. We saw a lot of hanging heads in that first half. Change that around, get a good pep talk here at halftime, and go from there and get this first opening kickoff return and take it to the end zone and see what happens.
There is different body language on the Warriors coming out. I will say that. It's very noticeable. Keegan was hyping up a couple teammates before they took the field for this kick return. Continuous clock will be in effect immediately to start the half here with a 40-point difference. But if the Warriors can score a quick touchdown here, it will shut off for the time being. So that would be the first step into a major comeback.
And like you said earlier today, this is the last game of the season for these seniors. It's the last 2 quarters of their football play probably ever. I mean, they might play some intramural or college. I don't think anyone is going to play any college ball necessarily, but some intramural ball maybe up in college. Winfield starts out with another onside kick. Devin Weiskamp recovers at their own 37-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for HLV at the 37.
Real quick interjection. Can we talk about how one of us dressed for the occasion and the other one's over here shivering, forgetting how cold it gets on an October night?
Yeah, I've had family members in football and stuff like that more recently than you have. So
correct.
I've sat here and frozen my butt off before. There's been a few times when I was watching my cousin Dean play and I was in complete coveralls. So got Keegan in the backfield here with Hunter Bazin into the left on a shotgun. Looks to run right, runs right into 2 or 3. Winfield Mount Union. Looks like the first guy there was Cooper Buffington, number 52, and sure was.
And 24 was their second, Genzinger.
So that was a 3-yard loss for the Warriors. I was saying that we needed to get to the edge and get away from Palmer, and we tried to go to the edge, and then there's Buffington right there. So I guess my philosophy trying to get on the edge didn't work either. That makes it 2nd and 13 for HLV at their own 33-yard line. Got Bazin in the backfield with Keegan. Looks like Winfield backed off and only brought 3. Look for Cale on an out route. And the ball actually got to him. It's still a jump pass. Ball got to him and he dropped it. Looked like the sideline was creeping up on him.
Another observation, Garrett Reed's back in at center there. So
Brings up third and
Jay
13
Stevens'
from the
debut at
34.
center didn't last very long, but that's okay. He still got the reps in. That's what's important here. As a sophomore, he didn't even start. He didn't see training camp or any of the first week, right?
Right. I don't think he went out until the second week at Belle Plaine, and he played limited snaps there. They're in a traditional I formation here. HLV is looking to pass out of it on a looked like another out of I formation. Looked like another little screen play, quick play, and it was underthrown because when Keegan jumped up to throw the ball, he was getting tackled.
Genzinger came on the blitz right up the middle again. It's a consistent three-man rush with a fourth guy blitzing late, and they just haven't figured out a way to pick it up yet. I don't know if they need to go to max protect, keep a personal protector back there and an extra guy in the line, and just put two routes out when they're passing.
Got Kale Weiskup back to punt here. Jake Edwards deep to punt. Hey, I got his name right the first try this time. That's a high kick. Gets a friendly hop for the Warriors. And it's going to be out at be down at the 23-yard line of Winfield Mount Union Wolves. I got an update again from Belle Plaine. It is now Belle Plaine 22, Iowa Valley 18. So they're just nickel and diamond trying to get back into that game. I don't know, it's the end of the third quarter, but it's in the third quarter. So they were down 22-6. Must have got a huge pep talk after letting the 74-yard touchdown go, and then now they're getting back in the game.
Is that in Belle Plaine or Iowa Valley?
In Belle Plaine.
Okay.
So now you got Winfield Mount Union in a pistol set with Sparrow off to the left.
Genzinger up the middle?
Genkinger, yep. Genkinger up the middle. And he's up the middle for 12.
Run on the play
It's
by
another
Genkinger.
halfback dive off the left guard center.
Yep. So I make it
Stopped
first
at
and
the
10 for the
35,
Wolves
and
at
up their first
their
down
own
for the
35-yard line.
Clock's draining fast. We're down to 8 minutes left in the third quarter already.
Yep, HLV really needed to
Score on that
drive and get that to stop. But for you, freezing your butt off, you're probably okay. We got Edwards rolling out right. Somebody lost contain. They brought a blitz on the left side. He saw it early, and he just took off sprinting to the right to get a few yards, and he got 15. Oh, sorry, they only got 10, and he stepped out of bounds early.
So Devin Westcup brought a similar pressure to what the Warriors have been seeing from the Wolves all night. Right up the middle there behind a three-man rush, and he was immediately there. But the quarterback was able to roll out and evade him. Once he got outside the pocket, there was nobody there to tackle him until he got to McCullough. McCullough's holding his thumb there that he had injured a couple weeks ago.
I was just going to say that. It was like Sean McCullough, that sprained thumb that he had last week. Maybe retweaked it there. He's talking to athletic trainer Ashley Walter. We got Winfield Mount Union in the shotgun here with Genkinger next to Edwards. And at the fumble,
picked up by
Hunter Mason picks it up, and he's going to run for a touchdown. Warrior touchdown, just what they needed. Hey, they got to stop, and they scored a touchdown off the deal. It looked like it was a high snap to Edwards. He was trying to bring it down to Genkinger, and when he was trying to bring it down to Genkinger, that was the first time he's missed that target. Yep. You said it earlier. He's been hitting a target all night on that. Missed that target. Ball was on the ground, and Bazin was Johnny on the spot.
He exploded after he picked that up, too. There was nobody that was going to catch him there.
He's all
opportunistic, and that's going to stop the clock for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, he's all the goal line. He said, I'm going to score on this. It looks like HOV's going to line up for two, and their Wildcat set because Keegan's still – nope, they're going to kick an extra point, it looks like, for Devin Weisskopf.
So I'll make a 37-yarder pregame. I was pretty impressed with that.
So 7:20 left to go in the third quarter, 52-18. Winfield Mount Union leads the Warriors. Devin Weisskopf in for an extra point. High snap, got it down. They call fire because it was a bad snap, and Briarjack is brought down for nothing. So that remains the score. The score remains 52-18.
After the
Winfield.
touchdown by Bazin, your score Winfield Mount Union.
Briarjack is going to stay down, and Devin picked him up and said, "Run." There was nowhere to run though. They were already in the backfield.
I think Briarjack just wanted to lay down and just say, "Hey, I'm done. I'm not going to take a shot here." So it was at the end of the third quarter there in Belle Plaine. It's 22-18.
That Warrior touchdown, defensive touchdown, was brought to you by Prime Time Seed, your local Pioneer Seed dealer. Talk to Jared Hirschberg for all your Pioneer Seed needs.
Reminder, this is Kyle Shaw and Zach Gehring on the call tonight. No Zach Schropp, dealing with family medical issues, and we wish him all the best. Big thanks to Danny Davis of Sportscast Media for allowing us to do this. Also here at HLV, Athletic Director Bo Jack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohensee. Without these guys and letting us sit up here and freeze our butts off for the first time this year, we wouldn't be able to do this.
You dressed for the occasion. I did not.
My hand's a little chilly. I should have brought my gloves. I had them in my winter coat, but it is what it is. I wanted to make sure to represent this coat that you got for us this year with your connection with working at Elite Sports. So very appreciative of that. Cash Hawkins is going to kick deep here.
Got to see an onside, right?
To number 7, Tayson Samuels, and he does kick it deep. And the ball is picked up. Oh, he misses it, and he's just going to get it on it at the 17-yard line. So it'll be Wolves' ball, 1st and 10 at the 17. The first time all night we've seen the Wolves have any troubles offensively or defensively.
And it was self-inflicted.
And it wound up in a defensive touchdown for the Warriors. So for the Warriors' sake, they want to see more of that. For the Wolves' sake, they want to get back to what they were doing in the first half and get that clock running again and get back on their bus ride home.
Another thing to touch on there, that was a senior night touchdown for Hunter Bazin.
They're in a pistol set. Hand off to Ginkinger running left. And he is going to get another 12-13 on the play.
Devin Weiskamp on the tackle there with Hunter Bazin involved as well.
Like you said, Ginkinger doesn't get touched until the second level. Pretty much every single time he's touching the ball.
And he's already moving. It takes him a while to get up to speed, but once he's moving, he's a mountain to bring down. He's holding his wrist right now, though. I wonder what that's about. I hope he's okay.
1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line for the Wolves. You got Samuels wide out to the left. You're in a shotgun set with Ginkinger to the left of Edwards. Sparrow off to the line of scrimmage on the right side. They're going to run Ginkinger to the right. Devin Weiskamp tries to get off his block, doesn't. They're going to call a hold, it looked like, on Devin. Devin did a good job selling that.
Ginkinger on the carry.
He'll be holding on 15, I believe, the wide receiver.
Max Edwards.
Weiskamp on the stop.
Those high snaps seem to be getting to
Penalty flag on the play.
Jake Edwards there,
against Winfield
because
Union.
that time when he went to exchange it with the running back, he hit him at the top right shoulder instead of in the breadbasket. He's lucky that 24 was able to, Genkinger was able to get that ball under control and even make any kind of a play on it. It was almost another turnover, but you're going to get a holding instead. Back him up 10 more yards.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a spot foul, so it was 2 yards downfield because they've been getting downfield pretty quick. So 1st and 18. Then they're going to spread them out. Sparrow in the backfield. Every time I've seen Sparrow in the backfield with Edwards, they've always thrown out of this. Watch that post route over the middle to Genkinger.
There it is.
They're going to Genkinger deep on that 4 verts, like you called it, and that's the first time that he's overthrown his receiver all night. Kale had a better coverage and made him actually throw it a little deeper that time.
And Kale broke his stride, too, with the pass coverage there, which is very important. Without illegally contacting him, he was able to get him off balance so that he didn't have a full stride there. Otherwise, that would have been another perfect throw, I think.
That'll make it 2nd and 17, 2nd and 18, somewhere in there for the Wolves here.
Really like the response out of the Warriors coming out of the half right now.
They're going to go, Wolves are going to go with Samuels out wide to the right, shotgun set. Genkinger flanked to the right of Edwards. And the high snap again, handoff to Genkinger right up the middle. Sean McCullough makes a tackle with Kale Weiskamp and Devin Weiskamp. Gain of 3 there, it looked like. Maybe 4, I guess. That makes it 3rd and 13.
Also noticed Jaden Smith is in on defense as well.
That's the first time I've seen him on defense tonight.
And Jay Stevens has got the jacket on the sidelines, and his straps were undone earlier as well. So he might be done for the game. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he might have re-aggravated that injury from earlier this year. You got Jaden Smith, Landon Ankrum, and Mason Westerdale on the line of scrimmage for the Warriors. They're back in. The Wolves are back in their shotgun set. Genkinger and Samuels out wide to the right. Max Edwards wide to the left. Sparrow in the backfield.
He's
looking to throw.
Double move.
Looking to throw left to Edwards, and Hunter Bazin tries to make a play and doesn't, and Max Edwards catches it for a huge gain and a first down, and he is down to the HLV 15-yard line, it looks like.
Really, that was just the size of Edwards able to out-leverage Hunter Bazin for the ball there. Hunter was in good position. If he was a couple inches taller, that would have been an incomplete pass, but it is what it is. It was just a good football play there.
From the 15.
1st and 10 for the Wolves from the 15. So what we've struggled with is when we finally get them in and down and distance, we're not getting that stop like you've been asking for. We had 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13 there, and we were still able to get a 30, 40-yard gain out of the deal. Edwards in the backfield with Ginkinger. Sparrow's coming in motion to the right. Handoff to Sparrow coming right. 52, Buffington with a great block on the edge. Basin's able to knock Sparrow out of the bounds at the 3-yard line. Buffington just rode, I don't know if that was Devin Weiscup or who it was, McCullough maybe, all the way down the field.
And there was also a crackback block on Jaden Smith there. It looked like he was going to get leverage on the outside, and he got absolutely washed or taken out of the play as well. So just good pad on pad there by the Wolves. It was a good clean pop at the end by Hunter, though. He put a good lick on
Sparrow,
or on one.
Yep. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Wolves. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that little thing with
the quarterback
Edwards where he fakes like he's going to run right and then takes back off to the left. But they're in a pistol set this time with Sparrow to the right, Ginkinger behind him. Sparrow's moving to the left now. Now back to the right. There is
delay a game,
but I think Sparrow or Edwards called a timeout right before he saw the play clock down to 1 and called timeout.
Yep, there you go, timeout.
That's a heady play by a senior. You don't see that much as a player. But then again, you don't see a lot of play clocks on high school football fields because at Iowa Valley we didn't see a play clock, so they're just watching the back judge and seeing what he does. So a big thanks to the Winfield Mount Union sponsors for doing all they do down there in Winfield. Sparrow Building Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, J&J Remick Farms, Winfield Mount Union Booster Club, Sinclair Tractor, and Jennings and Associate Real Estate. Thank you guys for helping bring this broadcast live and then all the stuff you do for Winfield Mount Union sports down there all year long.
Well, we can't reiterate it enough. None of this is possible without the sponsors, and we really appreciate all the people in the community around here that came together and was able to make this happen because, like we said at halftime, this is something I never thought I'd do before, so I've enjoyed the heck out of it. So thank you to all the sponsors who've been able to put us out here each week.
So the Wolves are going to retake the field, back to their pistol set. Sparrow off to the right, to the left of Edwards. They still don't know what they're doing on this play. And
must be something fancy here.
Ginkinger behind him. 1st and goal from the 3. Hand off to Ginkinger. Not very fancy. It was just pretty effective. It was just right up the gut.
Halfback dive. Followed Sparrow right up the hole there. Pretty efficient, simple football.
So that makes the score Winfield Mount Union Wolves 58, HLV Warriors 18 with 4:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. I did just get another update from Belle Plaine in the 4th quarter somewhere. Belle Plaine scored, and we have a 2-point version to go up 30-18 on the Iowa Valley Tigers.
Oh, man.
They're in their pistol set. The Wolves are lined up for 2 with Sparrow deep behind Edwards this time. Sparrow gets it right up the middle. They ran the exact same play, and Ginkinger tried to lead block. They got a tackle. It was no good, but there is a late flag, so I don't know if they're going to call either a holding or a face mask.
I think there was a face mask in there, unfortunately, Kyle. I'm not 100% sure. Yep.
Face mask on the Warriors, so the Wolves will be able to retry the 2-point conversion here.
That's Warrior football in a nutshell this year, unfortunately. But with a young core, those are the types of things they'll learn from going into next season.
Yeah, after they get this 2-point or after this 2-point version is tried, I will run down some of the seniors for the Warriors, just for their last senior night here. They got a shotgun set with Sparrow and Edwards in the backfield. Looking to pass to the right, a little high over Samuels' head. There's another flag down on the play, holding on the offense of Winfield Mount Union. HLV, I would assume, would decline that. Correct. Since that's a 2-point conversion. So that will make the score Winfield Mount Union 58, HLV Warriors 18 with 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. That will get the clock going again continuously unless HLV can score this drive and stop it. So like I said, I was going to do a shout-out to these seniors. For HLV, you got number 2, Levi Molnix, senior. Unfortunate for him, he had a broken collarbone after when he was playing New London. He was having a good game. They were leading that game. He went out, and things kind of fell apart without him. Then they find their groove next week with playing Twin Cedars. Then we got another senior, number 6, Hunter Bazin. He's had a heck of a year so far. I think we had going into this game, he has 431 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. And I know he's caught a few balls and had a few touchdowns as well through the air. Kick returns, a defensive touchdown tonight. So another senior, that's 1-2. A third senior is number 32, Devin Weiskup. I would say kind of the heart and soul of the team.
Absolutely.
I mean, when
he's played hurt all season, and he's been effective all season. This is about the first game all year where we haven't said his name 10 or 15 times on the defensive side of the ball.
Right. He's always, it seemed like at the beginning of the year, he was always making a play, making sure everything was staying in check. You also have another lineman, number 58, Mason Westdale. He's made some huge defensive plays throughout the year. Every once in a while, he just makes a pop, and you're just like, where did he come from? Another senior you got here is Kevin Smith, number 78. He's got a lot of defensive playing time the last 2 or 3 games. Nice to see for him in his senior year. You didn't see him a lot at the beginning of the year. He was hurt early, and then he came back, and he showed you some flashes here and there.
Yeah, good player, good solid player. Usually takes up 1 or 2 blockers himself and creates opportunities for the other pass rushers to get home. So.
And then the last senior we got is number 88, Jaden Smith. He's been playing quite a bit tonight at DN with Jay Stevens off the field. So we got HLV with shotgun here. Looked like they jumped early, but the ref's going to let it go. They got a pass out to the left to Hunter Bazin, who tries to make a juke move and loses the ball, and the ball is out of bounds. Lucky for the Warriors.
He also recovered it somehow.
Pass complete to Bazin.
Like Zach's been saying all year, Hunter's hard to bring down one-on-one, and that time he just lost the ball.
Out of bounds at the 18.
Since we're multicasting, we'll give a shout-out to the Winfield Mount Union seniors as well. I got the quarterback, Jake Edwards, who's been super impressive tonight. He's got a great arm on him, great decision maker. You got wide receiver corner Colby Newsom, who we haven't seen much of tonight. You got their star running back, Lane Genkinger. Wide receiver Levi Walter. And offensive guard, defensive tackle Cooper Buffington, and offensive guard, defensive lineman Eli Garcia.
So HLV lined up in an I formation and handed off to Hunter Bazin, and he gets 10 yards on that play to make it 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 30-yard line. Big thanks to Zach for announcing those seniors for Winfield. I don't know for Winfield's sake, but for HLV's sake with the seniors doing 4 years in the high school program, plus all the junior high and all the YSF that they had to play. It's really nice to see them get some playing time here at the end of the year or at the end of their football career, I guess, and just go out on a good note. We got a fullback trap here for KO Ice Cup, looking to run out to the right. He gets out to the 13 yards downfield, and then instead of juking and running out of bounds, he puts his shoulder down and runs through a guy.
He always chooses violence, Kyle. We've said it many times. He never chooses the easy way out.
Never, ever.
I respect him.
I was really surprised earlier when I saw a spin move out of him, and he still, he didn't even get to finish his spin move because he got hit. So make 1st and 10 from the Winfield Mount Union Wolves 34-yard line here for the Warriors. They're back to their I formation again with K.L. Weiskup at fullback and Hunter Bazin at halfback. Keegan's going to hand off to Bazin, running left, trying to get to the edge. Gets around Buffington, throws a stiff arm to Samuels, and gets about 3 or 4 yards.
Run by Bazin. Forced out of bounds by number 24, Genkinger.
Warriors D coordinator had his back right there, picked him up with one arm off the ground.
That's Eddie Anning. He was a college football player, so he's a pretty strong kid.
He grabbed him by his collar and just lifted him up. That was funny.
So you got 2nd and 6 here for the Warriors. At the Wolves' 30-yard line, it looks like to me. You got a pistol set with, a shotgun set with Keegan Gorsh and Bazin to his left. Kale off to the tight end on the right. They're going to fake the run. They're going to look to throw. He fights through contact and almost throws an interception. Number 12, Max Edwards, almost got his hands on the ball. You got Mason Westdale down on the play. Looks like he's just cramping. Garrett Reed trying to help him out.
Timeout on the field.
Again, that was less than 2 seconds to throw the ball after the snap. You're not ever going to have a lot of success when the pressure's in your face that fast, unfortunately.
HLV just got lucky that Keegan made a really good play and stepped up in the pocket away from the pressure and at least got the ball away. Just got to know where you're throwing the ball to and make sure you're not going to throwing him to a mistake.
We were talking about the seniors and everything that they've poured into the program over the last 4 to 6 years. I'm excited to see some of the younger players take the next step next year.
Yeah, you're going to, for HLV, you're going to have a lot of your athletic positions back. You got a screen play out here to Sean McCullough. You got 2 flags down. There's going to be probably a holding or something on the play for the Warriors. But that was the first down. But like you were saying, we got a lot of athletes coming back. What we're really going to have to replace is our line. You got Kale Weiskup, sophomore, coming back. Boston Rorta, who started all year at tight end, junior, coming back. Keegan Gorsh, who started at quarterback all year, junior. Briar Jack, who saw a little bit of playing time early. He's a sophomore. I'm sure he'll step in a little bit. There was a holding on the offense there for the Warriors. You also have junior Landon Ankrum, who sometimes runs back 20 yards just to get 30 or 10 yards upfield.
Still might be the play of the year. I'm not sure.
You got Caden Batesel, freshman. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time. You got 20, Colin Menacucci, sophomore, who made an interception at the end of the Twin Cedars game, so he might have to sub in a little bit at corner next year. Sean McCullough, we've seen a lot of him, a sophomore. We got a pistol set here for Keegan Gorsh, running the reverse to Hunter Basin back to the right. He's got plenty of running room on 3rd and 15, and it looks like he's going to get 8-9 yards.
There's some of that misdirection we don't see very often.
So it's going to be 4th and 7, it looks like, for the Warriors. Going back to this, you got Garrett Reed, sophomore, the ultra undersized but heart of a Warrior, playing center.
Oh, nothing but respect for Garrett. He's been in the trenches all season long.
Going up against guys like Wyatt Palmer and
I haven't seen him hang his head one time. I know when I was that age, if you would have kept asking me to go up against guys 3 times my size, I might not have wanted to play anymore. So props to him for his determination and effort for sure. Garrett's a dog out there.
You got 4th and 7, a shotgun set. Gorsh and Kale Weiskup in the backfield. And there's a bad snap. Kale gets it. And he's looking for running room. There's a holding or a block in the back or something. Kale's trying to make something happen. Gets a first down. That's going to be called back. At least Kale made an effort. He's going to be able to replay that down. I'll probably hit 4th and 17 is my guess.
Forced out of bounds at the 18.
So going back, we got freshman Sawyer Meyer, who's played, we've seen him in some limited action late in the games. Easton Crum, number 30, freshman. He started at DN at the beginning of the year.
He's had a lot of playing time.
He's played a lot. We haven't seen him recently at the end of the year, but you definitely can tell that the coaches were into him. They were high on him early in the year, and
face mask on the Wolves.
There was actually a face mask on Winfield, so that's going to add to the run. Kale made something out of nothing. It's something like he's done all year.
I'm pretty sure the snap was early when Kale was in motion, and he just caught it and kept running.
Warriors
it looks like this is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here. It's going to be Winfield Mount Union 58, HLV 18. When they retake the field for the 4th quarter, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for the Warriors.
58, HLVTC 18.
You got another freshman, Tristan Perkle, number 31, who has subbed in at the end of games late and played some linebacker for him. He hits hard. He's played some special teams, kickoff. I know he's got a couple returns. He's on like onside pooch kick, stuff like that. Number 36, Cash Hawkins, the kicker for the Warriors when he wasn't hurt with a concussion. I don't know. I really haven't seen him on offense or defense. Probably plays a little bit of tight end. Lance Milton, freshman. I think he's kind of the JV center or the freshman center for them. Davian Thompson, junior, number 41. We've seen a lot of Jay Stevens late in the year after you said he got acclimated to the game, acclimated to what was going on. Number 50, sophomore. Number 66, Tristan Gambleton, junior. I haven't seen a lot of him. Seen a little bit late games, stuff like that. Number 76, freshman Xavier Jandervitz. I haven't seen a lot of him either. And then we got number 82, who I haven't seen all year. It's a girl playing for the Warriors. I'm not sure.
She's always on the sideline. This is the first time I've seen her suited up for action.
Correct.
So she might get some playing time
maybe. Let's see. Is she a manager by chance? Nope, not a manager. We got manager Raylene Hawkins, Nolan Randall, and Marcus Weirman. Back to live action. We got a handoff to Kale Weiskup up the middle, and he goes nowhere.
Number 24, Gankinger.
Gonna make it 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down and 11.
So what's the next step for Keegan at the quarterback position? not having to come to the sideline to receive play calls?
I don't know. That might just be a coaching. That's how they want to do it. I'm not sure. We got an I formation here with K.O. Weiss coming Bazin behind Keegan. And they're going to hand off to Bazin. They had a blitz off the left side, and that blitz gets home. Genkinger came all the way from like a left. It was like a left cornerback, and came all the way to the right tight end and made the tackle from behind. That was just a
phenomenal pursuit angle.
Crazy athletic play.
3rd down and 12 from the 15.
So it ends up being a 1-yard loss, so 3rd and 12. But yeah, going back to Keegan, I mean, you can see he's had a lot of flashes throughout the year. The only thing that he needs to, I think, work on the most, and it's not all his fault, is
footwork under pressure.
Throwing under pressure, exactly. And like I said, it's not all his fault. Your line's got to hold up for you a little bit. We got trips out to the left here. You got Kale, Hunter, and Rorda out to the left. McCullough tight to the right. Keegan in the backfield alone, looking for an out route to Kale Weiskup, and Genkinger almost had a pick six.
I wish he would have progressed through his reads right there. He had McCullough running a seam right up the middle for a 6 right there.
So
he was stuck on trying to get the ball to Kale, which I get that.
Genkinger's seen that route, what?
4 or 5 times.
Five times a night of miscommunication between Keegan and Kale. Keegan actually put the ball on the money that time to Kale, but Genkinger saw it, knew what was going on, and stepped in front of it. And McCullough's still out there dancing. I don't know what he's dancing about, but he's funny to watch.
Oh, he's electric.
So you got 4th and 12 here for the Warriors with 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 58-18, Wolves lead. Widen them out here. Rorda to the left, Kale to the right, looking to throw. Looking for McCullough. Ball is intercepted by number 12, Max Edwards, and he's driven out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
Pass intended for McCullough, intercepted on the play by number 12, Cody Milks.
Yeah, it's Cody Milks is 12.
Oh, sorry. Max Edwards is 15. My bad.
It'll be 1st and 10, Wolves.
Either way, it's a great play by him. He was watching the eyes of the quarterback there and was all over the route. And there was really no chance to complete that one.
Yeah, he made a really good play. Going back to it, he saw an out route, he saw it developing, and he stepped right in front of it, just like Genkinger had a chance last time. So defensive line, you got Kevin Smith, Jaden Smith, Mason Westerdale. Linebackers, you got Hunter Bazin, Kale Weiskup, Devin Weiskup, Sean McCullough, and then Hunter Bazin and Boston Rorda out to the corners. And then you got Genkinger right up the middle, and he is going to be...
Hunter's going to run him down.
Tripped up at the 20-yard line.
What effort by Hunter Bazin right there.
Genkinger on the carry.
Genkinger, I think he thought he was walking in for a touchdown, and Bazin did not give up. Between Bazin and number 22, Sean McCullough, they ran him down. Bazin got the initial trip.
That's the kind of effort that as a coach you're going to show your whole team, and you're going to say, look at this scoreboard, down 40 points. Your last game, continuous clock's on. He's got 10 yards on you, and you're going to run him down, and he's been the most premier athlete on the field tonight. That's pretty impressive stuff by the senior Hunter Bazin right there.
So you got Wolves 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line, and a shotgun set with Edwards. That's not Edwards. That's number 12. That's Melks, and at quarterback, hands off to Sparrow. He fumbles the ball out of bounds at the 10.
Sparrow on the carry.
Forced fumble there by Devin Weiskup.
So it looks like Jake Edwards' night is done. Probably a good thing for them to try to keep him healthy. Genkinger's going to check out of the game, too. Number 11. Cade Sweezer going to check in for him. 7.5 minutes left in the game here, so Winfield's trying to get some of their
sophomores and freshmen are all on the field right here.
Yep.
Looks like
You got Melks taking the snap from the pistol set. Hands off to that was number 11 who just checked in. Sweezer, who took a shot. He got 6-7 yards, but took a shot, and actually he ended up being the hammer, and the HLV player is down, and he was the nail. He's getting up slow. That was Kale or Hunter? Hunter. It looks like he's got a stinger holding on the right shoulder.
One of my top 3 observations this year is if there's one player that does not quit on this Warriors team, it is Hunter Bazin. He has hobbled his way to having a way to make an impact at every single game we've called, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams. He's always doing something.
Number 20, Colin Menacucci checks into the game. Winfield's in their pistol set with Sweezer behind Melks. Hands off to Sweezer right up the gut, and he goes nowhere. You got Mason Westerdale and Kale Weiskup and
Sweet
Devin
ball
Weiskup.
carry.
Surprise, surprise, the Weiskup brothers in for a tackle
Tackled by Weiskup
for
and
no
Westerdale.
gain. So to make it 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line here.
Looks like 20 Metacucci's getting some playing time here for the Warriors.
It looks like Max Edwards just checked out for the Wolves as well. Cooper Buffington's still in
Brings
there
up
at
second down
left
and goal
guard.
from the 7.
You got 55 Anderson at center. Gabe Cummings looks like he's still at right guard. Melks is going to get the snap here. Hands out, or fakes the handoff. Looks to throw right over the head of number 84, Colin Anderson. I thought he was trying to throw to the guy out running the post, and he had a guy coming all the way across on a drag route. And
He
Just
had
over
him,
84,
but
Colin
that's a
Anderson.
young player making a young mistake right there. Instead of he had the time, he could have
Brings
set
up
his
third
feet
down
and
and
made a
goal from
good,
the 7.
accurate throw there, but he kind of threw it at a weird hip angle and overthrew his receiver because of it.
you got Melks in the backfield with Sparrow. In a shotgun set. You're going to hand off to Sparrow, running to the left. Westerdale hanging on, trying not to let him get in for a touchdown, and he does.
Good
Run
play by
by
Mason
Sparrow,
there.
brought down
It'll be
by Westerdale.
4th and goal from about the 3.5 yard line here for the Wolves. Hunter Basin checking back in to try to
Stop on the play,
nullify
brings up
this
fourth down and goal from the
touchdown
4.
for the Wolves.
Oh, the kid doesn't quit.
Colin Menicucci got in there for about 3 snaps and checked out. I'm going to guess he will be in there to end the game. Melks runs the play back on from what the coaching staff said. Telling Colin Anderson some things out to the right. Spread everybody out to the right. Melks in the backfield alone. You got Colin Anderson and Sweezer out to the right. He's looking to throw right. He's scrambling to the right. And he's going to put his head down and gets popped. Loses the ball at the 2-3 yard line. That's going to be a good HLV Warrior stop. I think he lost his mouthpiece and the ball. They hit
And
him so
I
hard.
think he got hit by Sean McCullough
Warriors.
and Hunter Bazin, who comes back in the game hobbled and just lays a lumber on that
I
hit.
mean, Melks made a good read,
Turnover on the play
and
brings
then
up first and 10
HLV
Warriors
stopped
from
covering
the
the
5.
receivers and came up and just tried to
Yep.
drill him, and they drilled him.
That was a good, solid hit right there.
That you've been talking about. That's Friday Night Football.
That's
When you
right.
can hear the pop over your headphones,
That's
you know
right.
it's a good pop. So you'll have 1st and 10 after the Warriors take over on downs from their own 5 yard line with 4 minutes and counting here. Still have most of the starters in for HLV. You still have most of the starters in for the defense for the Wolves. Jake Edwards did check back in at safety. Hand off to Bazin, coming right. Up the middle. He's going to get 5 yards, 6 yards out of that deal. So it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 11 yard line.
Rush by Bazin.
Just under 4 minutes left here.
Tackle on the play by number 12, Milks.
Looks like Coach Smith is going to leave the starters on the field for their last
Gain of 6
hoorah
brings up
together
2nd
on the
down and
football
4.
field.
McCullough's still dancing out there.
He doesn't care what the score is or anything. He just has a good time.
He's just a vibe, as they would say nowadays.
They're in a pistol set here with Keegan Gorsh and Kale Weiskup behind. I guess that's a shotgun set. Kale Weiskup's off to the right of Gorsh. Melks is going to blitz up the middle. Kale Weiskup's looking for running room to the left. Comes back to the right. Still looking for running room. Still looking for running room. Finds nothing.
Just impossible to
Run
bring
by
down one
Weiskup.
person there. He probably ran 30 yards left to right there and managed to, gain 1
Tackle on
yard?
the play by 52,
I
Buffington
think it's a
at 15
no
Edwards.
gain, so it'll be 3rd and 4 still. Still no other update from Belle Plaine, Iowa Valley. Last time I had was 30-18. Belle Plaine over the Tigers.
It'll be a big time upset for Belle Plaine Plainsmen to get that done, huh?
So that'd be a good confidence boost for Belle Plaine and maybe a wake-up call for the Tigers going into playoff time because it's non-district game, so it doesn't count towards their seeding. So you got a shotgun set here for Keegan Gorsh with Bazin behind him. McCullough and Weiskup out to the right. Run the ball to Bazin to the right, and he's trying to fight off tackles. And number 55, is that 55?
Yep.
55, Grant Anderson
Tackled by
had
55,
great penetration and then just
Anderson.
held on for dear life and didn't let Bazin get away. So they make it 4th and 5 here.
One score of interest from across the district. Belle Plaine 30, Iowa Valley 24. That's the final.
That's a final in Belle Plaine. Belle Plaine 30, Iowa Valley 24 is what I was just been told over the PA. Someone else had a quicker update than I did.
What a big win for Belle Plaine, Kyle.
Yeah, their lone loss this year is just to Montezuma. And that
What
was
a good kick.
That was a good game too. You got Edwards to return the ball here after K.O. Weisskopf punted. Boston Rorta trying to bring him down. Ooh, Hunter Basin gives him he drills him.
Face
and then,
masks are stuck together.
Oh, I thought he was trying to talk crap to him. He was right in his face. That was because the helmets were stuck together. I'm like, it's hard to talk crap when you're down 40, but
no, it was just such a good hit. The face masks were stuck together.
That's a tough hit to take from Jake Edwards, their starting quarterback, when you're up 40 late in the game.
You love the hits where the crowd goes ooh.
I went ooh. So you got 1st and 10 here for the Wolves at the HLV Warrior 39-yard line with a minute and counting. And the clock is running, so it doesn't matter what they do here. This will probably be one of the last 2 or 3 plays that we see. Got Melks at quarterback. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand off to number 7, Samuels, I believe, who's been playing wide receiver pretty much all game. Got a carry there.
K.O. Weisskopf on the tackle.
Tackle for a loss. They're going to have to wait. They're going to call one more play at least because the play clock's at 32 and the game clock's at 35.
While we wind down here, I just want to take time to thank Danny Davis for giving us this opportunity again, the Sportscast Media, and thank all the HLV Athletic Booster Club and everybody involved in the whole administration here for giving us a chance to call these games.
You got Melks taking the snap here in the pistol. He's going to hand off to Samuels again, running right. He's got plenty of running room. 5. Looks like he had about 8-yard gain there, and that'll be the final play for tonight with the Wolves winning 58-18 HLV Warriors. Going back to what Zach said about thanking everybody, I have some stuff here too. Like you said, first and foremost, thanks Danny Davis and Sportscast Media for allowing us to happen. ADs, principals, superintendents across the whole district, 8-6, and then the couple non-district games that we played.
Very
away.
Accommodating.
They were so helpful. They told us exactly what we're going to have, told us where to go. We just kind of left us alone after we got up here and let us do our thing, which is beautiful because they trust us. They trust Danny Davis and what he's doing out down there in Mediapolis. Back to the shout out to the ADs for us, HLV here, AD Bo Jack, Principal Mark Tegler, and Superintendent Brad Hohensee. Without these guys, it's not possible. Another thing, big thanks personally from me to Zach Gallagher and Zach Schropp. They made this broadcast way easier this whole year. I tried it at the first game alone, and it was a crap show, to say the least. It's kind of hard to carry on a conversation by yourself, so when you're able to carry on a conversation with another person, especially somebody you have chemistry with, you've known each other for 20 years, it makes it a lot easier.
Had a lot of fun this season, and thanks to the football players out there for really keeping us entertained all year long. If I had to leave with one last thing for this season, though, it would be to shout out our brother Zach. I know he's going through a really, really tough time right now, so we love you, brother. I know you're listening, and nothing but thoughts for you and the family, buddy.
So that'll end HLV record at 1-8 on the season, 0-6 district play. I know they talked about getting another game ready to go next Friday. I'm not sure that we will be able to do that one. I don't know where it's going to be. It'll be just an added-in game for the Warriors and whoever they plan on playing. Last year was Mormon Trail, so maybe they will make the trip up here. We will be signing off for the football season, but we might be doing some home basketball games for HLV this winter. I will update you on Facebook when I know. Thanks all for tuning in and making this a great experience for all of us here at the Warrior Cast, and huge thank you to our sponsors and Danny Davis and Sportscast Media.